Hey, flick that light.
All right, y'all, we give praise, esteem, and honor to Abba and Shammai, and Yahuah HaMashiach this day. Go pick this up in John chapter 5, verse 39. Search the scriptures, for in them you think you have eternal life, and they are they which testify of me. And you will not come to me that you might have life. I receive not honor from men, but I know you, that you have not the love of Elohim in you. I come in my Abba's name, and you receive me not. And if another shall come in his own name, him you will receive. How can you believe but receive honor one from another, and not the honor that comes from Elohim only? Do not think that I will accuse you to Abba as one that accused you, even Moses in whom you trust. Had you believed Moses, you would have believed me, for he wrote it. But if you believe not his writings, how should you believe my words? All esteem and praise to Abba and Shammai in the name of Yahuah HaMashiach. 1 Chronicles 28:19.
All this said David, Yahuah made me understand in writing by his hand upon me all the works of this pattern.
Exodus 25:8.
And let them make me a sanctuary that I may dwell among them, according to all that I show you, after the pattern of the tabernacle and the pattern of all the instruments thereof, even so shall you make it.
We was in offers last night, so no came to mind when it pertains to that on my way here. So go back to Leviticus 2:6.
You shall part it in pieces and pour oil thereon.
You do what with it?
Part it in pieces and pour oil thereon.
So stop. Now you know what we were talking about as that pertained to the apostles and the breaking of the bread. And then of course Mashiach being anointed. But is there another avenue that we can look at this particular passage in? Go ahead and read it again, Sue.
You shall part it in pieces and pour oil thereon. It is a meat offering.
What's another form? Does anybody have any idea of another way that we can look at this right here? They seem stuck, Simon. Read Proverbs 6:24 again.
To keep you from the evil woman, from the flattery of the tongue of a strange woman, lust not after her beauty in your heart, and neither let her take you with her eyelids. For by means of a whorish woman, a man is brought to a piece of bread.
He brought the what?
A piece of bread. And the adulteress will hunt for the precious life.
Give them that definition of peace one more time.
It is kikar, a round district, a round loaf of bread.
One piece of bread or a loaf of bread. This same loaf of bread in Leviticus said because it's getting broken to pieces, right? Let me help him out. Go back to Ephesians 4:4.
One body, one ruach, even as you are called in one hope of your calling. One Lord, one faith, one immersion, one Elohim and Abba of all, who is above all and through all and in you all.
Stop. Now, obviously, looking at that one body representative of that one piece of bread. But now I want to do this. Thing was just in my brain. I forgot that bad. Keep on going, Sue.
Say, but on every one of us is given grace according to the measure of the gift of a Mashiach.
Stop. Now go to Romans 10 and 14.
How then shall they call on him whom they have not believed? How shall they believe on him in whom they have not heard? And how shall they hear without a preacher?
Go ahead.
And how shall they preach except they be sent?
What else?
As it is written, how beautiful are the feet of them that preach the gospel of shalom and bring glad tidings of good things.
Now stop. Now he just mentioned this verse, and I wanted to get to this because we mentioned the Hebrew word Sunday for sacrifice, which is sabah. But then you had a word for offering. Does anyone remember what that Hebrew word for offering was? what it meant.
Korban. Say that again. Korban or Hatzah?
Oh, no, that ain't the one. Nope. Start with a letter M. Yeah, and what does it mean?
Or donation or tribute.
Or a gift. So obviously Yahushua sacrifice is a gift. Let's take a look at it from this standpoint. The epistle to the Romans, chapter 5, verse 12.
Wherefore, by one man sin entered into the world, and death by sin, and so death passed upon all men, for that all have sinned. For until the law, sin was in the world, but sin is not imputed when there is no law. Nevertheless,
Stop. I gotta make sure y'all remember that. What that mean, Lil Johnny? Read that last sentence again.
say, for until the law, sin was in the world, but sin is not imputed when there is no law.
What that mean, Lil Johnny? Sin is not in the world where there is no law. What that mean? Shalom, Brother Robert.
They go back to Adam and the garden.
How it go back? I'm only referencing this because of what we read in Ecclesiastes 7:29 for the old maggot behind bull daggers and homosexuals that always swear God made them like that.
Yeah, I was gonna say made man upright. They have him upright. He didn't beat him up. He wasn't sinning.
Yeah, it was a terrible answer. Somebody boo this man. You late in my class. Somebody boo this woman. See, he know what to do. You ain't seen the movie. Y'all ain't seen it. I just told somebody that they said they gonna quit their job. I said you gotta quit it like Buddy did on Half Baked. You know how he quit his job? He said, F you, you're cool, F you, and I'm out. That's how you quit a job. You don't know what I'm talking about?
It's a long time I seen that.
That's one of the funniest movies I ever seen. I'm talking about even without the movie. See, when you look at a pothead movie, it got to be funny if you're sober. And if it ain't funny when you're sober, then it's just weird. But now let's do it like this here, Civic. What that is, 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 3. Or is it 1 Timothy? I find out when you read it because I always mix them up.
Say, I thank Elohim, whom I serve from my forefathers, with pure conscience, that without ceasing I have remembrance of you in my prayers night and day, greatly desiring to see you, being mindful of your tears, that I may be filled with joy. When I call to remembrance the unfeigned faith that is in you, which dwelt first in your grandmother Lois and your mother Eunice, and I am persuaded that in you also. Wherefore I put you in remembrance that you stir up the gift of Elohim, which is in you by the putting on of my hands. For Elohim have not given us the ruach of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. Be not you therefore ashamed of the testimony of our Lord.
Yep. 1 Timothy 1 and 3. 1 Timothy chapter 1, verse 3. Just laying this out for those who may not know. That's all.
Not given to wine, no striker, not greedy of filthy lucre.
No. 1 Timothy 1 and 3. Because I just looked at 1 Timothy 1 and 3. I ain't saying that's not no. That's chapter 3.
I'm not clicking on the wrong thing.
Okay, tell me something. You being quiet like I'm crazy.
Said, as I besought you to abide still at Ephesus when I went into Macedonia, that you might charge some that they teach no other doctrine.
Right.
Neither give heed to fables and endless genealogies, which
Right.
answer questions rather than godly edifying, which is in faith, so do.
So do.
Now the end of the commandment is love out of a pure heart.
End of the instruction is what?
Love out of a pure heart.
Go ahead.
And of a good conscience and a faith unfeigned.
Unfeigned.
From which some have swerved, having turned aside unto vain jangling, desiring to be teachers of the law, understanding neither what they say,
nor
whereof they affirm.
What else?
But we know that the law is good.
The law is what?
Is good.
If you what?
If a man use it lawfully.
What else?
Knowing this, that the law is not made for a righteous man.
The law is not made for what?
A righteous man.
It's not made for what?
A righteous man.
But for who?
The lawless and disobedient.
And who else?
The ungodly and for sinners.
And who else?
For unkadash and profane, for murderers of fathers and murderers of mothers, for manslayers.
So the question is this, though, Johnny, was Adam any of those things? I'll answer no. Dude, I know, share this because we didn't talk about this before. So I'm going to ask y'all this question. Would it be fair to say that Adam was God made flesh or Yahuah in the flesh? Would that be fair to say? Based off of what? Indeed. And I find it funny that the gentleman who said that, if you say Yahushua Yahuah in the flesh, and so is Adam. Yeah, you're proving our point, sir. You said that like we would reject that notion. Because you know, it's a lot of brothers that have a problem with saying that Yahushua is Yahuah. It's not that really difficult, you know what I'm saying? But also you would know that Adam would literally be Yahuah in the flesh, or the word made flesh, because he literally said, let us make man in our image, and those words that he created man from the word. So Adam is the word made flesh. So when you see John referencing the Yahushua, you see the completion and fulfillment of the word. So how do we know that he's a righteous man and he made him upright? Psalms 19:7 on general principle.
The law of Yahuah is perfect, converting the soul. The testimony of Yahuah is sure, making wise the simple. Say the statutes of Yahuah are right, rejoicing the heart. The commandment of Yahuah is pure, enlightening the eyes.
So you got pure, right, perfect. Ain't no way in the world you're going to be full of sin and iniquity if he made you upright. Because there's nothing perverse or crooked in his words. Just on general principle, Deuteronomy 32:5.
They have corrupted themselves. Their spot is not the spot of his children. They are a perverse and crooked generation.
Hold on. You said they what they sell?
They have corrupted themselves.
See, that's what the people don't want to deal with. Because you don't let these white folks convince you was born a stud. You know what I'm saying? Like, they so simple-minded. Do you know how retarded you got to be in the brain that you walk around with a backpack with a facsimile phallus in it, and then you try to act like that you have nerve endings that you can feel while you're using said facsimile phallus? There is a bulldagger somewhere in America who is receiving fellatio on a facsimile phallus, and she had the nerve to moan. You make it weak. Indeed, that's where it was at. She had the nerve to moan. You know what the crazy part is? If you the woman with the stud, you got to be 3 times as crazy because you with somebody who thinks in their mind that there's something that they're not. Both y'all are mental patients. See, people think it's the issue of what they're doing with their genitals. I don't care what you do with your genitals. Them your genitals. You can do what you want to with them. You know what I'm saying? I just seen the clip where the dude from Grits and Eggs was like, you know, we wouldn't have to use prophylactics if white people wouldn't have been having sex with animals. And I was like, you know, that's a fair assessment. You know what I'm saying? But you can't leave the Arabs out. Or the Africans. Yeah, I'm talking about our people, but you don't read specific verses where say they were doing that, but obviously if you say you broke all of them, somebody in the Commonwealth of Yasharal were doing that, but we have documented history with the other 3. Especially the Arabs. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like he said, they said, you know, a pig is the closest thing to a woman. How would you know that? Yeah. How would you know that? You know what I'm saying? Now, we told you before in the hadiths, you know, Muhammad say, hey, if a woman ain't around, you know, get your sheep. Sheep will pass. You got to be a different type of nigga to go lay down with an animal, boy. You got to be a different. I remember we used to mess with them white girls, like they used to put peanut butter on their loins and call their dog in there, baby, you nasty. And you know what the sad part is? Somebody married her. See, we was in there listening to it last night. Jason Black was going off last night. That junk was hilarious. And you know what he was talking about? It's a harsh reality that a lot of people don't want to deal with. That somebody might got your wife on videotape doing some unseemly things for fun. Because they were talking about that chick 50 got the baby from. She on trying to act like she talking about I was manipulated there. He said, you ain't look manipulated in that video. Looked like you was having a good time. Yeah, they said the same thing about Cassie. In the videos, you look like you was having a damn good time. It looked like you was being oppressed to me. Now, you know, people don't be liking to hear that. I can see you on tape, man. Listen, you had women who were suing so videos of them during Freak Week wouldn't get out. This was when, you know, everybody wasn't walking down the street with a camera in their pocket like you is now. You know everybody ain't had no camcorder. This is the 90s. You know the most you had, little Johnny? A Polaroid camera. You ain't walking around here like, let me get you on tape. Y'all you can just whip out your phone and record anywhere. You know when you had them boys looking sad? Do you know what occupations or places he told you you might want to ask your woman certain questions? What type of jobs do you think he said? He definitely said nurses. And every nurse I've ever met tell you at that hospital is going down. Well, we was standing in here. We would go out there and pick up the beds from Shands. Well, there was some dude into my man. I hate it, man. The doctors hit all the nurses. Like you can hear them talking about this here, man. Like y'all in here freaking out. Y'all supposed to be tending to my mama, making sure her blood pressure right. Y'all in the closet. He named another. What's another occupation you think he named? You got to come up with one, man. We'll help you out. So you lame to the game. Yes, he did name a flight attendant. That's obvious. She can go all around the world, all around the country. You ain't gonna never know. She goes around the cockpit. Whoa! What's another one you think he named?
I play you, bro. I would never wrote down. You make things like service.
Yeah, it's another one he named, man. What you think it is? He said food service, but it's one bigger than that. Well known. They try to get you as soon as you get out of high school. Military. You know many freakos I know been in the military. I'm talking about while they were there. That too. Then there was two other things that he mentioned, and we done talked about this before, just because of the parallel to it in ancient antiquity. He said, watch any woman who ever been in a sorority, because that's a fact, because you've been in them doggone frat houses, and you niggas know what go on in there, and the show ain't playing tiddlywinks or domino. Don't worry about it.
They got an event, man. It's called Pass the Egg, man.
You know what I'm saying? And the other one was any woman who had been to a HBCU. But he said any college campus for that matter. We've been talking about that before. Come on, man. If you ever been on a college campus, you know what's going on. Your daughter went there pure, she came back a whore. That's why I told you, you better not send your daughter to no college campus. You was there, you know what happened. You talking about that's me? I had my man. Yeah, you might be. You're the exception, not the rule. Them was getting rounded out like UFC. Come back home, act like they ain't did nothing. You got a boyfriend back in your hometown like this here. You done got freaked off like Cassie. You coming back kissing him in the mouth. He don't know. He think he got him a good one.
Educated one.
You talking about cheating? See, you think about cheating. We're not talking about cheating. We're talking about pure, unadulterated fornication. Pure, unbridled, lust-driven fornication. Not, I got a boyfriend on the side, so she got 7 boyfriends back at this campus. No. She is what in other circles you would call a prostitute. But the difference is she woke up with a wet behind and a dry pocket. She didn't even have enough sense to get paid. That's what make it worse. You gonna let all these niggas jump up and down on you, you ain't even get paid? Lord have mercy. That's just an ugly world. But the joke just was funny. Cause he was like, yeah, man. Most, cause if you let a nigga take you, you really like him. You shaking your head, so you just let the nigga take you. God. Nasty nigga.
I was shaking my head.
No, you wouldn't. You just told on yourself. I ain't seen that. Don't console him. That's what they always say. Blame it on the son. He ain't supposed to be in here anyway. Come on, see. Shalom, Brother Ernest, Brother Marvin. Peace, Brother Omar. He said he done found a few of them in the bag. What we asking?
Deuteronomy 32 and 6. It say you.
No, but see that's I didn't mention that, but the corrupt part, that's what people are who been on that college campus. God didn't make you corrupt to be like. See, it's funny that God made you a homosexual, but God never made nobody a whore. God didn't make you a whore. Well, you made me this way. You like that because that's what you like. You got unbridled lust. That's why I mentioned all that. You got unbridled lust. You never noticed that? Have you ever heard say, why God made me a whore? It's always God made you a punk. That's unnatural, boy. Who will come out of that? What is you doing? What is you doing? Now, I mention that because they be like, y'all always preach against homosexuals. We ain't even focus on it. I just find you funny because you think you're weird. You know what I'm saying? You're weird. And you're not weird because what you do with your loins, it's your mindset. It's like, well, you really think you're a woman. You're a man, sir. You're a man. Do you know how confused in the brain you got to be a woman to dress up to think you a man? Man, you still get a menstrual cycle. God reminds you once a month that you're a woman. You gotta run to my cramping. I thought you were a man. Stand up like a man, niggas. Don't be a cheat. That's what you gotta tell them. Stand up like a man. Keep your shoulders up. Stand up, chest side, nigga. You gonna take my mind all around here, nigga. I'm about to go get my heating pad. No, man. I'm cramping. I don't get all that. Well, man, you don't get the blow. You don't get to do none of that. See, if you was a lady, we could have some compassion. But you say your name, you went from Jackie to James. So you James now. And you took an old nigga name too. So yeah, stand up like a man, man. Go work on that railroad. See, guys, see, I would just clown because it's funny. You know what I'm saying? Now you know you can do what I would have do. You might have to shoot him. You know what I'm saying? Because that's still a man. He might want to fight. The last thing you want to do is get whooped by a punk. I seen a nigga in prison get whooped by a nigga named Honey Bun. I'm dead serious. Jefferson Correctional Institution. What, about 6'2", maybe about 195. That nigga beat the brakes off that nigga. You understand me? You know what I'm saying? He ran up on this issue. How you go back on the yard after that, man? You can't come back outside after that, bro. You can't. Oh, that, as soon as I get out the box, and if I got to stab you, it's all that. Lock and sock, all that.
That'll make it easy.
I can't go home with that boy. Remember that time, boy, that punk beat you up? Nah, you gotta run that back. That's still a man, though. Nevertheless, listen, man, it was a punk used to do the gambling. Bro, one day, man, that nigga talked with a soft voice, and then he said, Brett Favre gonna chunk that hole. I said, nigga, the man came out of this nigga, man. I was like, God damn, about a bed. That's when you know you're leaving niggas alone at staff. This nigga was an old, big old husky nigga anyway. Man, I got the what that nigga go, man. I seen the punk, man. This nigga was 6'3", 245. Nigga looked like a middle linebacker. But thought he was a woman. See, it's the fact you, bro, sir, you should be playing for somebody's football team, sir. You around here talking about your name, what that nigga said? That nigga said, my name Juice. Yo, I know your dad didn't want to kill you. You can get mad at me. My son come home a punk. I ain't got no son. Mama might talk to you. You can't come back to this house. No, yeah, you can't come back around here. I wouldn't care how old I was, man. I'd have to look at my, hey, man, we gonna have to talk to the Lord. We gonna have to get a contract. I gotta make another. She might be past her prime to make one. We gotta go make another. This ain't gonna work. Yeah, we gotta make another. We gotta get another son to replace him. This was defective. Come on,
Yeah, spring with lots of.
yeah, man, he defective, man. We gotta get new. Let's swap him out. Go ahead, Sid.
So do you thus requite Yahuah, O foolish people and unwise? Is not he your father that he have brought you? Have he not made you and established you? Remember the days of old, consider the years of many generations. Ask your father, and he will show you. Your elders.
That's good. Read verse 1, though. I ain't hear what I was. Just Deuteronomy 32, by the way.
Say, give ear, O Shamahim, and I will speak, and hear, O earth, the words of my mouth. My doctrine shall drop as the rain, my speech shall distill as the dew, as the small rain upon the tender herb, and as the showers upon the grass. Because I will publish the name of Yahuah, ascribe you greatness unto our Elohim.
Yes, sir.
He is the rock, his work is perfect.
His work is what?
It's perfect.
So guess what? Did he not use work to make Adam? I mean, he's perfect. Go ahead.
All his ways are judgment, the Elohim of truth, and without iniquity, just and right is he.
So if Adam is made in the image of Elohim, and without iniquity and righteousness is he, what that's going to make Adam? I'm just showing the framework, and when you say he made man upright, you can see it. Read me Genesis 1 and 26, just so we can see the Hebrew words used there.
And Elohim said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness. Let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, over every creeping thing that creep upon the earth.
Give them, let us make. Is it Asa? Is it Barak? Which one is it?
Asa.
Asa mean what?
To do, to fashion, to accomplish, to make, to work, to produce.
To work? Then we just read his work is perfect. Keep on going, Sid.
So Elohim created man in his image, and the image of Elohim created he him, male and female created he them.
Give him created, and that's where you're going to get Barak now.
Barak, to create, shape, or form.
So the work that he shaped and formed him was perfect. Go back to Timothy, knowing that a righteous man, what that is, verse 6, was it 7 or 8? This one of them, maybe 9.
In verse 9.
Go ahead.
Say, knowing this, that the law is not made for a righteous man, but for the lawless and disobedient.
Stop. I go back to Romans 5 and 12. We hold Ephesians 4, by the way. Leviticus 2, by the way.
Wherefore is by one man sin entered into the world, and death by sin. And so death passed upon all men, for that all have sinned. For until the law, sin was in the world, but sin is not imputed when there is no law. Nevertheless, death reigned from Adam to Moses, even over them that had not sinned, after the similitude of Adam's transgression.
Right.
Who was a figure of him that was to come.
Right.
But not as the offense, so also is the free gift.
The free what?
The free gift.
Free what?
The free gift.
And what was that Hebrew word for gift, Lil Johnny? Oh, you forgot already. Minkah. So Gift, the Minka as a sacrifice or a gift, an offering to God. Yahushua is that free gift, which turns into a gift for us. Continue.
Through the offense of one, many be dead. Much more the grace of Elohim and the gift by grace, which is by one man, Yahushua HaMashiach, have abounded unto many. And not as was by one that sinned, so was the gift. The judgment was by one to condemnation, but the free gift is of many offenses unto justification.
The free gift is what?
Is of many offenses unto justification.
Go ahead.
For by one man's offense, death reigned by one, much more they which receive abundance of grace, and of the gift of righteousness shall reign in life by one, Yahushua HaMashiach.
Right.
Therefore, as by the offense of one, judgment came upon all men to condemnation, even so by the righteousness of one, the free gift came upon all men unto justification of life. For as by one man's disobedience, many were made sinners, so by the disobedience of one shall many be made righteous.
You mean obedience? Sound like you said this.
No, it's not.
All fast. Get down here for a while. Go ahead.
It say, moreover, the law entered that the offense might abound, but where sin abounded, grace did much more abound. That as sin have reigned unto death, even so might grace reign through righteousness unto eternal life by Yahushua HaMashiach our Lord.
That's good. So, what we was at before? What was we at before we went to Romans?
Ephesians 4.
So come back to Ephesians 4. Pick it up at verse 7.
But unto every one of us is given grace according to the measure of the gift of a Mashiach. Wherefore he said, when he ascended up on high, he led captivity captive and gave gifts unto men.
What else?
Now that he ascended, what is it? But that he also descended first into the lower parts of the earth.
Right.
He that descended is the same also that ascended up far above all Shamayim, that he might fill all things. And he gave some apostles, some prophets, some evangelists, and some pastors and teachers for the perfecting of the saints,
For the
work of the ministry,
to the
edifying of the body of Hamashiach, till we all come in the unity of faith.
now that's what the other aspect of taking that whole piece of bread and breaking it into pieces until you're coming together as one. See, that's the part of the game that get lost. Every apostle, every prophet, every evangelist, every teacher job is to work to the people coming to the oneness of what the faith is. Give them unity by definition.
That is henotes, that is unity, agreement, oneness.
And notice that it didn't say unity of doctrine, but the unity of the faith. Read verse 14 again.
That was 13.
No, read verse 14
It
again.
say that we henceforth be no more children, tossed to and fro, carried about with every wind of doctrine.
That we no more what?
Children.
No more what?
Children,
Doing what?
tossed to and fro,
Uh-huh.
carried about with every wind of doctrine.
Now, that's usually what you're seeing out here is that everybody getting tossed to and fro. Now go back and read verse 11.
And he gave some apostles, some prophets, some evangelists, and some pastors and teachers.
He gave them what?
Prophets, apostles, prophets, evangelists, and pastors and teachers
What their job is?
for the perfecting of the saints.
These are all these pieces of that unleavened bread that's anointed with oil, broken into pieces, symbolizing what we read last night with the apostles getting sent out to those that would believe on him through them. But their job is to bring them into the oneness or the agreement of the Ma'aman or Amuna of Yahushua HaMashiach. And that's why we read the Romans 10. You know, how beautiful are the feet of those who walk upon the mountains that publish salvation, that say to Zion, your Elohim reigns. Continue.
So for the work of the ministry, for the edifying of the body of the
The work of the what?
For the work of the
For
ministry.
the work of service. What else they do?
For the edifying of the body of
For
Hamashiach.
building up the people. What else they do?
Till we all come in the unity of faith.
So that's the part that get lost, right? See, I mention this because people have all type of gatherings. You know, Lord willing, we'll see how many people come around here for this one and any more in the future if the Lord allows. But everybody think it's to come up with something to step on somebody else's toes. When the reality is that everybody has a part to play, that the service get done, and that the body get built up so they become one in Mashiach. That's what that whole piece of bread getting broken into pieces, spread about is about. Same token, what's another place we can look at something getting broken into pieces and shipped out?
The prophet wife.
Yeah, the priest and judges, his concubine. They cut it into 12 pieces and sent it into the coast. A representative of the 12 apostles getting sent out into the land. You know what I'm saying? Come and grab that for me, just that one particular point. What I did, Judges 19. Let me help you out and get straight to the point. We got time to wait. Judges 19, verse 22. Judges 19, 22.
And now as they were making their hearts merry, behold, the men of the city, certain sons of Belial, beset the house round about and beat at the door.
These are worthless men. So you got to remember that, right? You see the son of Belial, this is a reprobate man. This man been rejected by God. That's why he worthless in this, but he vile. Go ahead.
And beat the door and spake to the master of the house, the old man, saying, bring forth the man that came into your house, that we may know him.
Stop. This is a relation to John 18. Whom you seek, Yahuah Nazareth, I'm he. Bring him out here. Go ahead.
And the man, the master of the house, went out unto them and said unto them, nay, my brethren,
don't do that.
I pray you, do not so wickedly.
Don't be no sissy at my house.
Saying that this man is coming to my house, do not this follow. Behold, here is my daughter, a maiden, and his concubine. Them I will bring out now and humble you them and do with them.
Now, a lot of people have a problem with this. Because they was like, why would he bring his daughter and his concubine out here to be humbled by these men? They're like, why would God allow that? God didn't have nothing to do with that. That's what that man chose to do. Now, also, that's a different society and a different culture who had a different way of doing things. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't matter if you agree with it or not. That's how they lived at that time. But you can't put that on Yahuah because Yahuah didn't tell him, send your daughter out there. Now read it again so you can understand. One thing you can't do. Now, you don't have to agree with it, and you don't have to like it. But this ain't 2026 you read about, and this ain't the 21st century. They live different. They move different. I know a lot of people, I wouldn't send my daughter out there. Okay, that's your business. Clearly, he was like, hey, man, I would rather you do that than to hit this man in the butt. That's how serious they was by that. Continue.
Saying the man, the master of the house, went out unto them and said unto them, no, my brethren, no, I pray you, do not so wickedly. Seeing that this man is coming to my house, do not this follow. Behold, here is my daughter, a maiden, and his concubine.
My daughter, a who?
A maiden.
What else?
And his concubine. Them I will bring out now and humble you then. Do with them what seem good unto you, but unto this man do not so vile a thing.
Tell them what vile means. Listen, them boys were shamed in this text if somebody for cutting half their beard off and cutting their pants where their booty was out. Now men walk around with their booty out with no problem.
That is never lost. Senselessness, folly, disgraceful folly, of immorality, profane actions, disgrace, continually disgrace.
You're going to disgrace this man. You're going to pop his freshman seal. He can't live that down. See, we don't even see that as being disgraceful. You know what I'm saying? See, you live in a society now. I just seen a lady, somebody sent me this here, some white preacher lady, talking about, Jesus stand for abortions. You people say anything. I mean, come on, man. You got faggot preachers and lesbian preachers all across the world, man, especially with white folk. Because they the ones introduced that type of folly in the first place. I'm talking about in America. They introduced that. I seen the dude did a reaction video, and they clowning a lady because she said she was offended that somebody invited her to church. He going off on, you know what I'm saying, because he called himself a church person, but this nigga lying. But that's neither here nor there. A lot of people who call themselves Christian don't really actually follow the word, and they can't fathom and understand why people who are not in it don't want nothing to do with it. Because he referenced it, he blaming people. she's blaming people for the manipulation of the Bible. Nah, bro, you're going to have to own that. Because remember, he said, because of what you do, you cause people to blaspheme my name. And then if you call somebody not to turn from their wicked way because of what you doing, that blood might be on your hands. And nobody want to hear that. And then, of course, this lady was referencing things that are relevant of how black people view certain things based off the socialization of Christianity from post-slavery, slavery, Reconstruction, and Jim Crow. And that does play a role on how black people look at things, like the aspect of interaction between child and adult. That comes from the socialization of the Christian church. It's a lot of things that come from that, where black folks mentally don't operate properly, and it comes from that. Because you know what the church was at that time? You know, it wasn't just, oh, we gonna get the word. It was a social place. It's where they did business. It's where they came up with activism and all. That's why people think that's what you're supposed to do in the church, when those things were done by necessity, because that's the only place they could gather outside the watching eye of the crowd. You know what I'm saying? To put something together, to make a move. You know what I'm saying? But the reality of the facilitation of the word, it ain't got nothing to do with anything from a social point of view or economic point of view. But people who, especially so-called black conservative Christians in 2026, they can't fathom the fact that your hypocrisy is why people don't want to deal with your church or go nowhere around you. Because I'm telling you, y'all might see it more, because I tell you something, you know, a lot of black folks don't believe the Bible no more and don't want nothing to do with it. And a lot of people can't accept that. Listen, man. Now, we talking about this other day because of the deacon dude, right? And I be trying to tell these dudes, and some of my homegirls, this reality, right? She's like, we're going to be a laughing stock in the world. And I'm like, I'll be honest with you. The world does not know you exist. Just gonna keep it all the way 100 with you. Like, y'all not in these theological bubbles with these people. But when you in a theological bubble, because this happened with Christian people too, you begin to adapt the thought process that everybody is hip to what you're doing, because everyone who you interact with knows about what you're doing or who you know. But when you step out of that circle, you're going to begin to realize that you're a blip on the radar. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, I'm going to name some organizations. I mean, no disrespect to none of them. In general, you think people know who ISUPK is in this world? You think if you went to work and mentioned them, somebody going to know who you talking about? You think if you mention Straightway or IUIC or GOCC, that anybody gonna know who these people are? You think they gonna know who General Yahuah is, who Nathaniel is, who Charles Dial is, who Rakai is? Ain't nobody gonna know who these people is, man. Don't nobody know who Gorilla Hebrew is. Don't nobody know who Deacon. I'm talking about in the world. It is 350 million people in the United States of America. Don't nobody know who he is, man. It's over 7-8 billion people in the world. You think a nigga in India knows who these niggas is, man? No, they don't. But you know why you think that way? Because you got these Christian apologists over here. You know why the Christian apologists know who you people is? Because they losing people from their church to you, so that's a problem to them. So they want to find out who these people is so they can keep people coming to their church. What's the dude who got a church in Atlanta? You know what I'm talking about? Black dude, man. He getting real popular. Hold on. I think his name is Philip. I can't remember. Yeah.
I don't know his name, but
Something like that. You know what I'm saying? But he real popular. But do you think he's internationally and nationally known in that capacity? Probably not. You know what I'm saying? His profile may be getting larger, but people know who TD Jakes is. People knew who Jimmy Swaggart was. People knew who Billy Graham was. But that's very rare for a religious leader. Well, this is irregardless of doctrine or anything like that, to be that well known. You know what I'm saying? As acclaimed as Creflo Dollar is, do you really think everybody knows who he is if he walk down the street? Do you really think if he goes on another side of the world, people gonna know who he is? So I mention that because the behavior that individuals do, it affects the people in the immediate social circle of where this person is doing it at. And then, of course, that causes the individual to have a particular point of view of a particular group. They might share that with people in their peer group, and this is what causes people, I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to do with that. You know what I'm saying? And we don't be paying attention to that, because how you behave, conduct, and interact yourself with not only the people who in the word, with people who not in the word, is going to have a large bearing on how they view the word. Because they're gonna make their determination of God through you. Read that for me, say Romans 2:20.
An instructor of the foolish, a teacher of babes.
Well, back up to 17.
Shalom, sis. See, like he didn't tell them to ask for a king. Yeah. Go ahead, sis.
Say, behold, you are called to Yahudim and rest in the law and make your boast of Elohim and know his will and approve the things that are more excellent, being instructed out of the law, and are confident that you yourself are a guide of the blind, a light of them which are in darkness, an instructor of the foolish, a teacher of babes, which have the form of knowledge and of the truth in the law. You therefore which teach another, teach you not yourself.
You ain't taught yourself?
You that preach a man should not steal, do you steal?
So you gonna tell me not to steal, but you steal.
You that say a man should not commit adultery, do you commit adultery?
Now how you gonna sleep with this man's wife and you told me I couldn't do it?
You that abhor idols, do you commit sacrilege?
Whatever.
You that make your boast of the law, breaking the law, dishonor you Elohim.
So you say you boasted in the law, but in breaking it, you do what?
Dishonor you Elohim.
What happened after that?
For the name of Elohim is blasphemed among the Gentiles through you, as it is written.
As it is what?
As it is written.
What is written?
For circumcision truly profit if you keep the law, but if you be a breaker of the law, your circumcision is made uncircumcision.
Listen.
Therefore, if the
Stop. Where it say something about circumcision and uncircumcision in the prophets? You out here yawning, you tired? You didn't get enough oxygen to your brain? You didn't get enough sleep last night?
Jeremiah.
That one runs down Jeremiah well. Hey, nigga, you just changed gas? Hell no, nigga. Say. No. Jeremiah 9, man. Tell me what 24 say. Well, you know what 24 say, but it's at the end of that chapter. Just run it from 23 and let it go.
So thus saith Yahuah, let not the wise man esteem in his wisdom, neither let the mighty man esteem in his might, let not the rich esteem in his riches, but let him that esteem in this, that he understand and know me. That I am Yahuah, which exercise loving kindness, judgment, and righteousness in the earth. For in these things I delight, saith Yahuah. Behold, the days come, saith Yahuah, that I will punish all them which are circumcised
with
the
those
uncircumcised.
What happened?
Egypt, Judah, Edom, and the children of Ammon and Moab, all that are in the utmost corners that dwell in the wilderness, for all these nations are uncircumcised.
All these nations are uncircumcised.
All the
what
houses,
about Israel and Judah though?
And all the house of Yashral are uncircumcised in the heart.
Uncircumcised where?
In the heart.
They uncircumcision in the heart made they circumcision of the flesh null and void. That's all Paul writes about in Romans 2. Go back to it. Pick the verse up with, because a lot of people boast by that. I mean, it's like, well, if you boast in the law and you break it, your circumcision has been made uncircumcision. So you on the same foot as them heathens that you talk about. And that's what people don't be realizing that. You know what I'm saying? So I just seen somebody put a post up talking about stop deifying leaders. They put Deacon Akar out there. Made this about a year ago. If I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. Now he wrong, that's what I'm gonna hit. I should hear that phone call. I didn't say, boy, I hate you, bro. You ugly bitch. I said, damn. But at the same token, I'm gonna tell you something. If a nigga recording you on a phone call, don't you know that nigga gonna be on their best behavior and they ain't gonna talk to you like they normally talk to you if they ain't recording it, because you recorded it. So you ain't gonna make yourself look crazy. You ain't gonna tell them that's why your mama died and she a fast life hoe. You ain't gonna say that. Like you normally would say that if you wasn't recording. You have to know that that's what people do now. If I'm gonna record you on a phone call, I'm not gonna make myself look bad on the phone call. I know I'm recording you. I'm recording you so you look bad. You know what I'm saying? And you're gonna help me out because you're gonna look bad. But I'm gonna look like a winner. Say, I wanna know how you talk when you know ain't nobody recording your regular talk. Because to cut somebody out that bad, that don't mean that this person necessarily doing something. But I know some people give it just as good as they can receive it, if you understand what I'm talking about. And I ain't talking about nothing freaky either. You ready to say something? Nah, y'all know what I'm talking about. You know there's some people out here who will provoke you. You crash out, and then they'll just no pull of Satan. I'm gonna tempt you and provoke you, and when you crash out. See, look at him. This person's crazy. Yeah, man, people do that. You know what I'm saying? You gonna look back, but clearly you don't have any emotional regulation and control. Because you should always know when you should be able to perceive like, okay, this nigga trying to provoke me. Now, if they trying to provoke you, you got to slow your mind down and be like, what would they gain from me crashing out? Because you have to ask yourself, why is this person intentionally provoking me? You think they're doing that just for kicks? They're doing that for a reason. You know what I'm saying? And when you be in the word, especially in his position as somebody who's teaching the word, they intentionally provoking you so they can put you on blast, make you look bad. So you don't want to give it no ammunition. And clearly, I think that's just his normal course of conduct personally. You know what I'm saying? He felt too comfortable talking to that lady like that. When you can just throw off insults to somebody who you've been laid up in the bed with, yeah, that's just you. No, seriously, that's just you. You just don't wake up one day and be like, this supposed to be your wife. That's why you're ugly, miss. That's why I hate you. I drop 20 racks, have somebody come kill you. Yeah, you're a different type of nigga. Any y'all drop, would you get on the phone and tell somebody you drop a bag on their head? You tripping. Go ahead, man. I ain't got to be in the word for that. That's too much. Yeah, for the insurance, man. No, I didn't hear it. I seen him trying to promote a song about it. I guess they say he was around here being tender in the loins. Yeah, you down bad. You talking like that about Drake. Then try to turn around and talk about you something the lady around there. See, and that's why you love God and not hold, man. JT Money tried to tell you, you didn't listen. You know what JT Money told you? Ain't what he told you. That's what he said. But see, he ain't listen to what JT Money told you. You know what JT Money told you? Well, I forgot, you ain't from down here. Niggas who from down here, man. You tell him what JT Money told you, because he ain't from. He said he from Harlem. He ain't from. You don't know what he said? You might be too young, man. It's a song that anybody from Florida should know. That the Poison Clan made. What you say? No, I say it with your chest. What the song is? No. I said Poison Clan, that gives you a clue, because that wasn't Poison Clan. Poison Clan wasn't part of that record. That did. I hate hoes, man. The hoes hate me. You know that? You don't know that. That's what the problem is. You niggas love them hoes. Snoop told you not to love them. You love them. Now look at you. You're embarrassed on the internet. Come on, see. Where you at?
Romans 2:25.
Keep on.
Say, for circumcision truly profit if you keep the law, but if you be a breaker of the law, your circumcision is made uncircumcision. Therefore, if the uncircumcision keep the righteous of the law, shall not his uncircumcision be counted for circumcision?
Right.
And shall not uncircumcision, which is by nature, if it fulfill the law, judge you who by the letter and circumcision do transgress the law? For he is not a Yahudim, which is one outwardly, neither is that circumcision which is outward in the flesh.
Where is that?
But he is a Yahudim, which is one inwardly. Circumcision is
of
of
the
the
heart.
heart and the ruach, and not in the letter, whose praise is not of men, but of Elohim.
That's what a lot of people fall victim at. Your circumcision is not in the heart. You know what Jeremiah 4:4 say? Circumcise therefore the foreskins of your heart, be no more stiff-necked. Now see, I mentioned that about the whole, let me tell you something, right? What's the Hebrew word for whore? Harlot. Indeed. Zanah. Do you remember what it means by definition? An unfaithful individual. Listen, being a hoe is not just about what you do with your loins. It's about a mentality and mindset that an individual possesses. Remember in Jeremiah, it says she had a whore's forehead. She refuses to be ashamed. See, whores are prideful. They're arrogant. They don't be ashamed. They're rebellious. They're cantankerous. They're disciplinary problems. And they're unfaithful in every avenue that they put their hand in. See, everybody only worried about faithfulness as it pertains to what somebody does with their loins. An individual can be faithful with their loins and unfaithful with their heart. So which one would you rather have? And that's because you've been socialized by television to worry about, well, I'm faithful, but you're unfaithful in every other avenue in life. You're unfaithful to that man. You're not faithful to this man. Because you think faithful is just fidelity is for as not messing with somebody else. But faithfulness is a comprehensive thing that is done in regards to the totality of your loyalty and your service towards an individual. And that's why we hate hoes. And guess what? And hoes gonna hate you, because unfaithful people hate God. Read it, man. Proverbs 29 and 27.
An unjust man is an abomination to the just, and he that is upright in the way is abomination to the wicked.
See, I hate hoes and hoes hate me. That's how that works. Again, if you take it from the strict Hebrew definition of the word and remove a modern terminology from out of your brain, like I've always told you this, like Beyonce is a whore, but she's not a whore because she's spreading herself around, because she fosters a certain type of mindset through her music into women to be unfaithful, not only to God, but to anyone around them. You know what I'm saying? It causes rebelliousness. But we don't look at it that way because you're thinking about it sexually. No. You know what I'm saying? Listen, man, you can, the dudes mock about this because they couldn't understand what I was saying. I'm like, you can be a faithful woman and still be a whore. Because Jezebel was a married woman and she was a whore. Let's see how. Revelation 2 and 22. No, 2 and 19.
Say, I know your works and charity and service and faith and your patience and your works, and the last to be more than the first. Notwithstanding, I have a few things against you, because you suffered that woman, Jezebel, which called herself a prophetess, to teach and to seduce my servants to commit fornication and to eat things sacrificed unto idols.
See that there? She trying to seduce you to commit unfaithfulness. Fornication in this instance is in referring to sexual fornication, but to spiritual fornication. Go ahead.
And I gave her space to repent of her fornication, and she repented not. Behold, I will cast her into a bed, and them that commit adultery with her into great tribulation, except they repent of their deeds. I will kill her children with death. All the assembly shall know that I am he which search the reins and hearts, and I'll give unto every one of you according to your works.
Now notice that he's searching the rein and hearts to see how faithful you are, because she was teaching unfaithfulness. Now again, when you go read, because you know we've talked about this before, so I'm not going to go in depth like, oh, she got a Jezebel spirit. Newsflash, there is no such thing as a Jezebel spirit. And they try to tell you that a Jezebel spirit is what? Say, what type of spirit they say a Jezebel spirit is?
Whore.
Jezebel wasn't no whore. That was a married woman. You don't read nowhere in the text where this woman was around here getting loose in the streets. But what she was an idolater. What she did was she hated the servants of God and persecuted and murdered them. What she did participate in is unrighteous judgment and facilitated unfaithfulness throughout the whole land of Yasharal by pushing the service of Baal. So if you're going to say that someone has a Jezebel spirit, the major component of a Jezebel spirit would be two things: idolatry and the hatred for the service of God. And through that idolatry, seeking to persuade others to be unfaithful to him. That's a real deal. Have people even read Kings? Did they read about this? It's two things in the text you read about her doing. And what were those two things? Specifically, like the two major things that you could read about Jezebel. Killing the prophets, and what was the other one?
And she sent out a letter in Ahab's name to get on Naboth killed.
She got Naboth killed when Naboth didn't want to give her the vineyard. And why did not Naboth give Ahab the vineyard? Because he didn't have to. Remember, you can't, as you mentioned, you can't seize upon your neighbor's landmark. Remember, Ahab asked for the vineyard and offered to pay him for it. And what did Naboth say? I'm good. And what did she do? Recruit men of Belial. So you already know if you got sons of Belial, hey man, you know that Jesus Christ is not, I'm not even gonna do that with you, Joy. They talking about there's no power in the name Yahuah, only Jesus Christ. See, that's what's wrong with you niggas. God damn, the book wasn't even written in that language. You gonna walk around and call this man Jesus Christ and he ain't gonna know who you talking to. He don't know who you talking to. But see, I mentioned that because they like to focus on that, man. I don't care if you didn't say Jesus Christ, cuz you straining at a gnat and trying to swallow a camel. You see how small your throat is, boy? You can't eat that animal, man. This was wrong with people in the word, man. You want to find stuff to argue about, and that's how you don't come to the unity of the faith, because you get caught up in things and no consequence. Because I don't care what name people, you got people say all type of names. I don't care. I don't care. But Joy don't know no better. Go ahead. But listen to what I'm saying right there, because I just had to tell him that. When you look at Jezebel, that's what she was on. So when Thessalonians, when he tell you he that despiseth not man but Elohim, that's what you understand that. Because there's no Jezebel spirit that make you no whore. That's just some junk somebody in the church made up. Because when you look at Jezebel, she hated the servants of God and was willing to kill them. Period, point blank. And obviously, if she down with men of Belial who would give false witness and she would send false letters, this is a woman who congregates and is bonded with people who Psalms 101 tell you not to fool with. Read it for them.
Baruch is the man that walk not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor stand in the way of sinners, nor sit in the
So
seat
that
of the
means
scornful.
she ain't blessed if she's standing in the counsel of the ungodly and going in the way of sinners. How will she be blessed? Go ahead.
But as the light is in the law of Yahuah, and his law do he meditate day and night,
Go ahead.
he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water that spring forth his fruit in the season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he do shall prosper.
So, you know, he likened you to the tree of life. But let's go back to Ephesians. Well, we're good in Ephesians. We come back to Leviticus. We was holding? Oh, we got to finish Judges 19, my bad. What verse you started in? You in 25? Yeah, you're in 25. Judges 19.
Say, but the men would not hearken to him, so the
Now, see,
man...
hold on, y'all. Now, I want you to read Ezekiel 36 and 23 so I can show this nigga how stupid he is. Read Ezekiel 36 and 23. Because, see, he don't even know what it is. This is how simple y'all is, because you think profaning his name is what you saying versus what you doing. You know, if you was in your room last night masturbating, boy, you profaned his name to come out here and tell somebody to serve God, and you raping yourself, you're lying, you're stealing, but you think it's what name you use. See, that is the simplicity of idiocy. Because another dummy told you that. Because what did we just read in Romans 2, how you blaspheme and profane his name? By how you live your life. I don't care what name you use. If you out here living sour, it meant nothing. And that's the problem. Read it for me. That's the problem.
And I'll sanctify my great name, which is profaned among the heathen, which you have profaned in the midst of them. And the heathen shall know that I am.
You did what in the midst of them?
Profaned in the midst of
them. Tell them what profane means. How did you profane his name? Well, number one, if you look at name, that's character and reputation. What is his name when he declared it? I'm Yahuah Elohim. Merciful, gracious, abundant in goodness and truth, long-suffering, showing mercy unto thousands, forgiving sin, iniquity, and transgression, and you profane that. You can read in Isaiah, he say they mention the name of Yahuah, but not in truth, because you blaspheming his name. What did he tell David when he stepped to David through Nathan? What he told him? You gonna cause the enemies of Yahuah to blaspheme because of what you did. What you knocked down your neighbor's wife and got him murdered. And we in 2026 talking about what name somebody uses profane. You simple in the mind. That's proof that God ain't sent you and you don't know him because you worried about words and not your conduct. Continue. That just agitates my soul because that's why people stupid now. That's why people don't want to serve God now. Because you got all this technical stuff you want to talk about, but your lifestyle though. And you expect me to take you seriously. Go ahead.
You got law to profane, defile, pollute, desecrate, to profane oneself, defile oneself, to pollute oneself.
Now, how the book tell you defile yourself? I'll tell you, because it's not what goes into a man to defile himself, but where it come from?
From within.
From within, and what comes out of him?
Adulteries,
fornication, murders, lasciviousness, an evil eye, blasphemies, wickedness. But see, we don't want to talk about that. You know why? Because I'd rather give you my theological exegesis and this, that, and the third, so you can completely ignore the fact that I don't live none of the stuff I'm telling you about. Because I'm going to go home and fart instead of finger in my butt and smell it. That's what he's talking about. Yeah, that's what he on. Go ahead. You never look like that. That's how you live your life.
Saying the heathen shall know that I am Yahuah, saith Yahuah Elohim, when I shall be sanctified in you before their eyes.
Now, how are they sanctified? How is he sanctified in us before their eyes? Well, number, he says, sanctify them with thy truth. Thy word is truth. And I sanctify myself by the truth, that they might be sanctified by the truth. So therefore, by the power of the Ruach HaKodesh and having a new heart and a new spirit and a new living ways, that you might come inside the veil. That's how you sanctify in these people's face. Therefore, he's sanctified in these people's face. Because now you're going to be set apart. There's going to be a difference between you and them. And they're going to see it. Go ahead.
For I will take you from among the heathen and gather you out of all countries, and I will bring you into your own land. Mm-hmm. Then will I sprinkle clean water upon you, and you shall be clean from all your wickedness, and from all your idols will I cleanse you. Mm-hmm. A new heart also will I give you, and a new ruach will I put within you. My God, I will take away the stony heart out of your flesh. I will give you a heart of flesh. And
what he said, man, the letter kill, but the ruach give life, because he said you're written on fleshly tables of the heart. Come on with it.
And I'll put my ruach within you and cause you to walk in my statutes. You shall keep my judgments and do them.
So you can see that it's a giving of the ruach. And if you're born of God, what you don't do, Sid?
Go ahead. Saying, you shall dwell in the land that I gave to your fathers. You shall be my people, and I will be your Elohim.
Now, this young man says Satan hates the name of Jesus Christ. I'm gonna tell you something. Satan don't care. What y'all think the biggest thing that Satan hates? That's one of them. But you know what he hates more than anything? Faithfulness. See, we think he hates a name. He hates faithfulness. Because you know what comes with faithfulness? The power of God. And he can't do nothing with that. See, if you're faithful, you're not going to go to the left hand or to the right. You're going to be into the straight gate. That's what he couldn't do with Yahushua, because Yahushua was faithful. See, let me show this to him. See, Revelation 3 and 14. Look how he describes himself.
And unto the Malachim of the assembly of the Laodiceans write, these things saith the Amen, the faithful and true witness.
The faithful and who?
And true witness, the beginning of the creation of Elohim.
Hold on, you say, I understand they didn't want the vile action to be done to the man. Why was it okay to be done to the woman?
I would say that it wasn't necessarily okay per se. And based off the time period that they lived in, that's just how they operated culturally. So again, this is a situation like, this is not something that Yahuah is saying, send them women out there for those men to violate them. But that was just culturally how they lived. I'm not saying that we have to agree with it. That's just a harsh reality culturally at that time in human history, specific to that culture of people, meaning the children of Israel at that particular time, that's how they operated. Does that mean every man in Israel operated like that? No. But that's how they operated. So I just wanted to realize that it's not a okay thing. It's in this instance, because I think they did the same thing. It's the same thing in Genesis 19 in Sodom and Gomorrah. Lot said the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Instead of having sex with these men, take my daughters.
You think they look at it as like a lesser sin, something that they come back from?
I think they considered homosexuality as to be extremely vile and disgraceful. You know what I'm saying? So I think they looked at that. This is pure speculation of versus doing something as vile as this. Here's a woman, bro. Don't be a punk.
Look, in both of them stories, both of them men were Malachians, huh?
No, this story, this is regular news. And judge, this is a man. But this is a fair question that she asking because, especially from a woman's point of view. You know what I'm saying? While you're looking at, is this okay? Is this stamped? Did God stamp this? But this is not God's doing. This is something that the father of the concubine said, and that was something that Lot said. And sometimes we get confused, per se, not necessarily she is, that you see these men saying something and you thinking God stamping that. And the narrator is telling you the story of what happened. Not that it said, and God said it was okay for them to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because that goes back to what I mentioned last week, like the thought process that he intervenes in any and everything, and he does not. And he never said that he would. And just because certain men do things does not necessarily mean that he co-signed it. Because if he did co-sign it, it would say that he co-signed it. You know what I'm saying? But this is an instance where he is silent as it pertains to this, because in reality, he ain't got nothing to do with it. This is something that these men are doing, and this is how the father chose to respond to that. You know what I'm saying? And again, like, we don't have to agree with it. We don't have to like it. But, you have two instances in the text that obviously, culturally, this is a practice that they observe at that particular time in human history. Go ahead. Where you at with it?
I just read Revelation 3 and 14.
Yeah, read it one more time.
Saying unto the Malachim by the assembly of the Laodiceans write, these things saith the Amen, the faithful and true witness.
He's a faithful and true witness.
Beginning of the creation.
That's the thing that Satan hates the most, because that's the thing he couldn't corrupt Yahuah on, because he was faithful. That's what he hates the most. Somebody saying Yahuah HaMashiach, Jesus Christ, Yeshua the Messiah, that's not something that's going to have Satan shaking in his boots. And you know why? Because the time period that we would be spending arguing about what words or what name to use, he going about seeing who he may devour. So while we supposed to be doing the service of the ministry and building up the body, and you arguing about words, names, and titles, he around here tearing the whole house up. You know what I'm saying? And we don't be paying attention to that because you let another goofy nigga tell you that was the most important thing, and then you forsaking the sheep and they getting devoured. Get him. Go ahead. So we'll come back to John.
So, but the men would not hearken to him. So the man took his concubine and brought her forth unto them, and they knew her and abused her all the night until the morning. And when the day began to spring, they let her go. Then came the woman until the dawning of the day and fell down.
Came to the woman at the wind?
In the dawning of the day.
What time the Lord died? At the dawning of the day. And she fell down where?
At the door of the man's house where her Lord was till it was light. And her Lord rose up in the morning and opened the doors of the house and went out to go his way. And behold, the woman his concubine was fallen down at the door of the house, and her hands were upon the threshold.
Her hands were where?
Upon the threshold. And he said unto her, Up, and let us be going. But none answered. Then the man took her up upon an ass, and the man rose up and gat him unto his place. When he was coming to his house, he took a knife and laid hold on his concubine and divided her with her bones into 12 pieces.
He divided her with her what?
With her bones.
Divided her with her what?
With her bones into 12 pieces, and sent her into all the coast of Yasharal.
Why do you think they didn't mention the fact that divided her with her bones?
Flesh of my flesh, bone of my bones.
Indeed, and the spirit don't have flesh and bones as you see me have. And this is a great mystery where we speak concerning Hamashiach and the assembly. And that's what he said. When he said, and he said, a man will leave his father and mother and cleave to his wife and they be one flesh. So when you see in this here, this goes into the other instance of what we were looking at in Leviticus, taking that unleavened bread, anointing it with oil and cutting it into pieces. The same token that how he took this bad bread and broke it with the apostles into 12 different pieces and then sent them out.
And those that believe on him through them, now you are facilitating off that same bread so we can all come into the unity of the faith or oneness in he who is a God with the Father. You know what I'm talking about? Because that's what, when he said the unity of the faith, that's oneness. That's an agreement. That's an agreement on the Amun, Amath, or Amuna of Yahushua HaMashiach. See, now, see, little Joey over here talking about, see, this is a blind leading the blind situation. Well, you can't be blind in you know, the will and the mission. But see, I know, see, Joe, I've known you for a while. See, I know you're a rookie in the game. Because you still talking about the same thing. See, I'm going to tell you something real, man. When you talk about the same topic every day, you know what that tells me? You ain't down with the plug. Because see, all he want to tell you is Jesus is the Father every day. I mean, of all the things that's in the word, that's all you got. That means you don't know how to cook no coke. You're going to go in the kitchen, you're going to have some grams missing. You came in there with 28 grams. When you got done, it came back at 5. You lost 23. Let me not say that, because if you cook work, you might lose a gram or two. But when you losing 10, 15, you don't know what you're doing in there, boy. You done overheated all the coke. I mean, that's lightweight work. And I ain't saying that to be disrespectful, because I told you this before. This word is far more expansive for the facilitation of building up the body than repeating seminary theological concepts, doctrines, and conversations. You dig? So come on back, Leviticus. You can start at verse 6 and run it down.
You shall part it in pieces and pour oil thereon. It is a meat offering. And if your oblation be a meat offering baken in the frying pan, it shall be made of fine flour with oil. You shall bring the meat offering that is made of these things unto Yahuah. And when it is presented unto the priest, he shall bring it unto the altar. And the priest shall take from the meat offering a memorial thereof, and shall burn it upon the altar. It is an offering made by fire of a sweet savor unto Yahuah.
That's right.
And that which is left of the meat offering shall be Aaron's and his sons, a thing most kadosh of the offerings of Yahuah made by fire. No meat offering which you shall bring unto Yahuah shall be made with leaven.
No leaven.
You shall burn no leaven nor any honey in any offering of Yahuah made by fire. As for the oblation of the first fruits, you shall offer them unto Yahuah, but they shall not be burnt on the altar for a sweet savor. And every oblation of your meat offering shall you season with salt, neither shall you suffer the salt of the covenant of your Elohim to be lacking from your meat offering.
And we talked about that into that last night, boy. You ain't got no salt, boy. You done lost the savor. That sacrifice is gonna be trash. What we read, if you without that salt, but that's foolishness and folly. Come on with it.
With all your offerings you shall offer salt. And if you offer a meat offering of your first fruits unto Yahuah, you shall offer for the meat offering of your first fruits green ears of corn dried by the fire, corn beaten out of full ears. You shall put oil upon it, and lay frankincense thereon. It is a meat offering.
And you know that take it back to him being anointed again. If you talk about fresh green ears of corn, right? That's what he said. Beaten fully. John 12 and 20.
And there were certain Greeks among them that came up to worship at the feast. The same came therefore to Philip, which was of Bethesda, said of Galilee, and desired him, saying, Sir, we will see Yahushua. Philip came and told Andrew, and again Andrew and Philip told Yahushua. Yahushua answered them, saying, The hour is come that the Son of Man should be esteemed. Truly, truly, I say unto you, except a corn of wheat fall into the ground and die.
And said to do what?
Except the corn of wheat fall into the ground and die.
It what?
It abide alone.
But if it
die,
it bring forth
much fruit.
That's why he said if you're gonna bring them forth them first fruits, it got to be fully beaten out, man. Tell them what beaten out mean right there, Simple.
That is Garesh, a crushing, that which is crushed, or grain, got grits and groats, or beaten corn.
That which is crushed. Where can you read that where it talk about this man being crushed? That should be easy for you. This is one of the spots that quote unquote Old Testament onlys like to argue with people about the most. If you're familiar with those type of arguments and conversations. You got ideas, Sid? I help you out. There it is. Isaiah 53. And one city, my bad.
who have believed our report, and to whom is the arm of Yahuah revealed. He shall grow up before him as a tender plant, and as a root out of a dry ground. He have no form nor comeliness. And when we shall see him, there is no beauty that we should desire him. He is despised and rejected of men, a man of sorrows, and acquainted with grief. And we hid, as it were, our faces from him. He was despised, and we esteemed him not. Surely he had borne our griefs and carried our sorrows, yet we did esteem him stricken, smitten by Elohim, and afflicted. But he was wounded for our transgressions, he was bruised for our iniquities. The chastisement of our shalom was upon him.
Give him bruised, by definition, in Hebrew.
That is the call to crush, to be crushed.
And there it is. Because if you read this in Acts, when the eunuch's reading it reads crushed. You know what I'm saying? Because that word means crushed. So when you look at him being the first fruits, he's crushed or bruised, if you would. Read the entirety definition again, if you would, sir.
You have to crush, to be contrite, to be broken, to be shattered.
To be broken, to be shattered. What does your law say about those who are broken? You don't know, Lieutenant?
That way it's talking about the like the lane.
Get this man out of here. Get him out of here. Absolutely not, sir. Yeah, but I'm talking about somebody came facilitating the priest's office because they have a deformity. Somebody who's broken-footed and no. You fed him this morning. What you fed? That means she only gave him some cereal. She looked at him some bread. What that mean? You gave him some grits and told him to do what you do? Oh, that's really what you gave him? What you ate? That's all you ate this morning was some grits? Oh, you malnourished. I don't understand. That's why you ain't popping off. You malnourished. See, I just listen, man. I know you from the South. You eating salmon and grits early in the morning. She definitely from the South. I'm from my deep South. I ain't gonna lie. I don't be wanting to eat salmon all the time. Sometimes that junk be. I don't know, but I can eat fish every day, and salmon is definitely not a fish that I would want to eat more than once a week. Or even that every other week. But that skin at the bottom, wow. I'm telling you, you can take that off and still bow because it has an aftertaste. Sometimes it don't, a lot of times it do. I think it's just better fish. I just think there's better fish. You know, trout, bass, cod.
Cod is at the bottom.
That's what I like. I'm not sure. I'm talking about in comparison to that. I don't want to eat salmon. No, nigga. No, we buy a whole one. No, you just, sir, are gluttonous. You see that mother say, yeah, he is. You just want to eat it. But we know that because you always eat like that. I mean, and it ain't about me. I don't even eat that much protein. And I prefer tuna. Tuna steaks to be exact. Oh yeah, bass and trout before salmon. Just most places don't sell it regularly. They always want to sell you salmon and tilapia. It's telling me it's poison because it's too common. You know what I'm saying? Whenever there's something they be pushing and promoting, I don't want it because it's common. That means they did something to it. They put some white voodoo on it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I mean, also they got that Brooklyn Magic. They sprinkling something on that. Don't move that. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's just the aspect of him being bruised and what that means as forth as that being crushed. Because you know, he that first fruit offering. First fruit just passed. So that's the only way he could be the first fruit. He gotta be crushed. You know what I'm saying? And he told you, how was he crushed? Except that corn of wheat fall on the ground and abide alone, but if it died, bring forth much fruit. Because it was crushed, that's that first fruit. You see how that works? Come on, Zip. Yes, sir. What's happening? Oh, you just wait. Leviticus 3:1.
And if his oblation be a sacrifice of peace offering, if he offer it of the herd, whether it be a male or female, he shall offer it without blemish before Yahuah.
Stop. Oblation, sacrifice, peace offering.
Oblation is korban, an offering, an oblation, sacrificial present.
Now, this is, again, Yahushua obviously would be an oblation because he is a sacrificial present. Let's read how he's a sacrificial present, just because. John 3:14.
And as Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness, even so must the Son of Man be lifted up.
Right.
That whosoever should believe in him should not perish, but have eternal life.
Right.
Elohim so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believes
That's
in
a
him.
sacrificial gift. We read that in Romans 5, correct?
Mhm.
He's a sacrificial gift to give you the gift of life. And how we know that? Tell them about the co-first civic. What's the co-first civic? Tell them about it.
Atonement, price for life.
That's the price of a life. That's a free gift. I mentioned that because remember he said he took captivity captive and gave what? Gave gifts to men. So he made his life a gift that he might give you a gift. Therefore, you give him a gift by offering yourself as a living sacrifice or making a covenant with him by sacrifice. And what are you slaughtering? What did we read last night? How often did Paul say he died, David?
Daily.
What that mean again, David?
Take the state daily.
Take the steak daily, or 1 Peter 4:1. Let's just do it like that.
Say, for as much then as the Mashiach have suffered for us in the flesh, yourselves likewise
with the
same mind.
that
For he that suffered in the flesh
have
ceased from sin,
that he should
no longer live the rest of his time in the flesh,
to the
lust of men,
went to the
will of Elohim.
what else?
For the time past of our life may suffice us to have wrought the will of the Gentiles, when we walked in lasciviousness, lust, excess of wine, revelings, banquetings, and abominable idolatries, wherein they think it strange that you run not with them to the same excess of riot, speaking evil of you.
Speaking evil of you. Why you don't go to the club no more? Why you don't walk around with your booty out? They want to know why you don't smoke weed no more, bro. Why you don't want to come chase the hoes with me? Man, this nigga's lame. Now, maybe that's some of y'all friends probably said all that. They might have said it in their mind, but not out loud. I can't even say they were your friends. Because you got real friends, they really be like, you know, they tell you like what Pac said. You know what I'm saying? You want to go to the mosque and want to chase tail? Well, I ain't mad at you. Somebody who really fool with you is not going to be mad at you if you made a decision to say, you know what, I want to do better for myself. And I think this is the avenue that I need to take. But people who don't really fool with you, they going to do exactly what you just heard Peter just said. But really they saying all that because they really hate God. You know what I'm saying? But they can't come out and say they hate God because they can't actually run the fade with him. So they were just going to try to run it with you. Which is why Paul said, he told Paul, you know, why you persecute me? Because if you did it these to the least of these, my brethren, who they did it to, Sid? Listen, if somebody came and messed with one of your children right now, what you gonna do? I ain't talking about even an adult, because who? Let a child come mess with mine, I'm gonna slap the fire that little boy. Bam! Right upside the back of his head. Leave my children alone. You got a little white girl be knocking on the door every day looking for them. Nah, she don't got no bad intention. But she damn sure come to that door about 3-4 times a day. God, I'm like, God, baby.
She like black.
She got black friends too, but she really like playing with Muppet and Joanne. Clearly, Joanne like playing with her because she know her name. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't mad at her, man, because you know they haven't had an experience that most of us grew up with, where you step outside and you know your friends across the street or you know the next street over, And y'all go and and y'all do what y'all do. You know what I'm saying? But she be knocking on the door like she the police. Why you knock on the door like that? Come on. Yeah. That was the point. Just reading that you got to arm yourself with the likewise the same. Give him that Greek definition for suffer. You got to suffer in the flesh. You got to deny yourself. You got to mortify your members. You can read Colossians 3 and 5 just so we can hear mortify your members after you define suffering.
That is pasco or patho or pento. That is to be affected or been affected, to feel, to have a sensible experience, to undergo.
Have a sensible experience. Come on and give him Colossians 3 and 5.
Mortify therefore your members, which are upon the earth, fornication, uncleanness, inordinate affection, evil concupiscence, and covetousness, which is idolatry. For which things sake the wrath of Elohim come on the children of disobedience.
That's good. Give it mortify by definition.
Necroo, to make dead, to put to death, to slay.
And what did Paul say he died what? Daily. So you have to slay those things. Remember we talked about last night? Because this is how God keep you. He keep you through his word. Let me find one of the Psalms 119 for that. Hold on. I can't remember the verse. See, how many of y'all been told God just gonna come magically take a desire away from you? Or you've been told, you know what? Let me just pray. God, please take my whoredom out of you. No, baby, you got to restrict yourself. Son, stop touching yourself. You know what I'm saying? You got to do tomorrow. I want God to take away the spirit of masturbation. No, stop watching porn. That's all you got to do. But you know why people don't want to do that? Because now you have to have some self-accountability. See, everybody want God to do all the work, but you ain't got to do nothing. How is you going to show him you love him if he do all the work for you? Don't that sound like how you hear people talking on it? You want the man to do everything and you don't do nothing. What you here for? You want me to pay all the bills. You want me to come home, clean the house, and cook, and deal with these children. What you here for? Because I'm going to make it a home. I'm going to homely tell you to get the hell out. And that's what God going to do. So what you going to do? I'm going to tell everybody about you, but you don't do nothing for me. I don't want you running around telling everybody about me and you ain't doing nothing I asked you to do. That doesn't represent me in the least bit. But that's how we taught it. Go tell everybody about him, but don't do nothing that represents him. You just feel like I should just be here and do nothing. That's wild. I be forgetting to be that close. So we go to Psalms 119 and read me verse 17. Make it 11. Psalms 119 and 11.
Your word have I hid in my heart, that I might not sin against you.
Go ahead.
Baruch are you, O Yahuah, teach me your statutes. With my lips have I declared all the judgments of your mouth. I have rejoiced in the way of your testimonies, as much as in all riches. I will meditate in your precepts and have respect unto your ways. I will delight myself in your statutes. I will not forget your word. Deal bountifully with your servant, that I may live and keep your word. Open you my eyes, that I may behold wondrous things out of your law. I am a stranger in the earth, hide not your commandments from me. My soul break for the longing that it have unto your judgments at all times.
Go ahead.
You have rebuked the proud that are cursed, which do err from your commandments. Remove from me reproach and contempt, for I have kept your testimonies. Princes also did sit and speak against me, but your servant did meditate in your statutes.
Now you know that's a testimony of the Lord, but listen to what he said though. Deal bountifully with your servant, that I might live and keep your word. And that's all you're going to see repeatedly is keep your word, because his word. If we just dealt with that Adam is the word made flesh, Yahushua is the word made flesh, The word is the word that he spoke. If you guard his word, then that's how God keep you, because he will be with you. We just read the other day, where the word of the king is, there is mastery. So if his word is present, God is present. That's how God keep you. We read it earlier when he mentioned Ezekiel 36 improperly. That he'll make you a new heart and a new spirit, and he'll put his word within you, and that's what will keep you. You know what I'm saying? But you know why people don't let it hear like that? Because it doesn't sound fantastical. Again, I always reference that story with Naaman the Syrian. Do you remember Naaman the Syrian?
So go wash.
Yeah, he told him to go wash. And he was like, man, ain't this better rivers than the River Jordan? And if he said, if I would have told you to do something fantastic and great, you would have did that. And you can't just simply go in that river and wash. But that's how people look at it, right? That's a real deal example in the text. He literally told him, if I would have told you to do something so outrageously wild, you would have done that with no problem. But the fact that I just simply told you to go take a bath, he was like, oh, no, I can't do that. And that's how people approach the word, because you want it to be some type of supernatural experience. So this, that, there, and the third, when it's just simply as you dwell in the word and the word dwelling in you, and God will keep you like that.
You were saying the suffering is out, like the big group.
Since he said that, Romans 5:1.
Maybe that's what he said, but you have to put the box in it.
Yeah, you don't got to be provocative. Get the people going.
Therefore, being justified by faith, we have shalom with Elohim through our Lord, Yahuah HaMashiach, by whom also we have access by faith into his grace, wherein we stand
Slow, Sister
and
Regina.
rejoice in hope of the esteem of Elohim. And not only so, but we esteem in tribulations also, knowing that tribulation work patience.
Tribulation word what?
Work patience.
What else?
And patience experience.
Experience.
Hope.
And hope.
Make not ashamed, because the love of Elohim is shed abroad in our hearts by the Ruach HaKadosh, which
There it
is
is,
given
right
unto
there.
us.
You can see that with Joseph. You say tribulations brought what, Cindy?
That works patience.
That's steadfastness. And patience bring forth what? Experience. Now you get to know God by reason of exercise. And then through that, you get what? Hope. Now you have an expectation of reward. And you know what he said? I be in Zion, a sure foundation, a cornerstone. He that believe in him shall not be ashamed. Because you have a hope of expectation, because he disannulled your covenant with death. And of course, that takes us back to the Proverbs 25:4, the silver for the dross, that they might come out to find it, which is why you have the burnt offering. But you know what I'm saying? But that goes to what we were talking about last week. You know, people don't want that furnace of affliction, because people don't want their true nature to be exposed through times of adversity. You know what I'm saying? Most people are not as solid as you think they are. Now, there's a caveat to that. Some people are not as solid as they think they are. Like it says in 1 Corinthians, some men suffer loss, but they save their soul. Because sometimes, and Job is an example of that, because Job didn't understand that he was righteous in his own eyes. He suffered loss, but his soul was saved. So that's what I mean. It's not solid as you just flawed, fake, and phony. You may have not been as firm in what it was that you were standing on as you thought you were. So certain life situations and circumstances will let that be seen so that you can perfect yourself. And then you have the others who, oh, you were just capping. And once the right situation and circumstance arose, we got to see how lowly of a character that you actually possess. You know what I'm saying? So every time you look at somebody not being solid, it's not necessarily a character defect, that they just a rotten, terrible individual. You're just not as strong as you thought you were. You know what I'm saying? And you have to have the discernment and wisdom to be able to decipher between the two. Because I'm going to be honest with you, it's more the latter than the former. It's more you're not as strong as you thought you were. You know what I'm saying? Versus you just outright flawed. Now, some people fall away from the word because they be embarrassed when their weakness gets shown, and they just don't want to deal with it anymore. Because some people be shamed, and in their shame, it doesn't allow them to humble themselves, not necessarily in front of man, but to acknowledge that I wasn't as solid as I thought I was. That's why he say don't boast things before the time. That's why he say all them type of stuff, man. That man to put your situation and circumstance and show you, boy, you ain't as thorough as you thought you were. That's why he say pray not that you enter not into temptation. You don't want to get in those situations where you have to reconcile that. You know what I'm saying? But I know, there's no guessing. I know every single solitary individual in here because you've been in the word too long that you done faced some manner of tribulation or sufferance at some point, regardless of what that was. You know what I'm saying? And it don't look the same for everybody. We read that on the last week, through manifold, you know what I'm saying? If you got heaven, it's through manifold temptations. Peter also tell you, don't think some strange thing happening to you, because the same thing happening to all your brethren who in the world. Because that's not a negative thing, because you can see that with Elijah. Elijah like, man, I'm the only one. Go ahead and kill me. Because when you're dealing with stuff, you don't necessarily always have an expansive mind to think, what's somebody in the earth dealing with the same thing I'm dealing with? But it is though. It is though. You know what I'm saying? Read that for me. 1 Peter 5, and you can pick it up at 3. It's really 5 and 5.
I think that would kind of make it a little difficult, like, because it's kind of like an abstract topic, when you say like suffering or tribulation.
Yeah, it's nuanced because it's not going to look the same for everybody. Because some things are time and chance. Some things is the consequences of your own decisions. Some things be orchestrated for your perfection. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of times, some things just be life. It's not God orchestrating nothing. It's just life, man. You know what I'm saying? You can have a period of life where everything going great, and then you can have a period of life where ain't nothing going right. And as we read, I forgot when we was reading about the unconditional love, and it was like people sticking with you when things go sour, but that's what love is, though. Your love shouldn't be contingent on, ain't nothing going right, so I'm gonna leave you. But you know what that takes us back to in the text? He said that's the seed that fell amongst the stones, because when persecution and tribulation arise by the word, by and by they were offended because they had no root in themselves. You know what I'm saying? So, and also I would say, because we've been socialized and told that when you get in the word, your life gonna be great and it's gonna be easy. You know what I'm saying? Or they go to the extreme and say you're just gonna have to suffer and be poor. But no, man, you're gonna deal with you're gonna deal with the same stuff in life you was gonna deal with before the word. You just may have more trying situations that are directly related to the word, or to see your constancy towards the word. Because some people get in a situation and be like, I don't want to deal with this no more. I told you when I was, and this is obviously not the best example in the world. I just always remember it because it was funny to me. As I said, what is it, 2005, I'm on the 4th floor in the Duval County Jail, which was in the HO dorm, which is the habitual offender dorm. So when you're classified in Florida as a habitual felony offender, that gives you a sentence enhancement. So effectively, if you have a 2nd-degree felony which carried 15 years, it doubles to 30. If you got a 1st-degree felony that carried 30 years, it doubles to life. It ain't no 60. It's basically you can get a life sentence. You know what I'm saying? So all these boys going to HO court, they in there praying, singing "Trouble Don't Last Always." They in their prayer circles, this, that, there, and the third, going to court with Bible verses in their shoe. And doggone William Raspberry. You couldn't tell him he wasn't Deacon Feel Good up in that hole. Boy, that boy went to court, them cracker told that nigga 10 years, and nigga came back, how I know this stuff real? How I know it's real? Because he thought he's supposed to go home. Sir, you were facing 40. 40. You got a dime. But you know what? That could have been the blessing of God, but you can't see it that way because you know how you've been socialized? Because nobody tells you that he forgives sin, iniquity, and transgression. But what he don't do, sin? Clear. See, but in your mind, you think if he forgive you, you clear. Because that's how you talk. But you didn't realize I could have gave you 40. I showed you mercy and let you get the 10 and go do the 8.5. And you got a chance at life again. And that was really the mercy of God, but you couldn't see that. You know what I'm saying? They walk away. Why? Because you talk incorrectly. Because how many of y'all been told when God forgive you, that means you just get off scot-free? Nothing. But that's not, when you examine that text, you don't see that. You don't see that. Ain't nobody got off, ain't not one person in this book did something and got off scot-free. Not one. I challenge anybody. I bet any amount of money. Find it. Find me one person who went afoul of the will of God and got off with no consequence. Come on, man. Moses ain't slide without a consequence. You niggas better than Moses.
So when you said like some people don't, when people realize that they're not as strong as they thought they were. So I feel like the answer could be simple, but like I'm not seeing it. So what I would like to ask is, how do you then get stronger? Like for those that was like turn away, but what about for those that
That's
sturdy?
That's a great question. I'm glad you asked. Romans 15:1. Let's start with that. Then you already know where we need to go. Isaiah 26. Do I need to tell you the verse?
I got it.
Okay. Talk to me then.
Say, we then that are strong ought to bear the infirmities of the weak.
So you see that right there, man? Those who are strong in the word, they supposed to bear and carry the weaknesses of those who are not strong. So why is this important? Pause that for a second. Ecclesiastes. What the chapter is? You know what I want. 2 better than 1. You know what I want.
That's 9.
What, 3 and 8? That ain't chapter 9. No, that ain't chapter 9. Chapter 3. I don't know. You tell me. I might be. Ecclesiastes, man. When you say 2 better than 1. Or is it chapter 5? Which one is it? Who knows what chapter it is? I can't remember.
5 and 9, I think.
5 and 9? Okay.
I think it's all right.
No, read it. Tell me. Read 5 and 9. Tell me what's it. He said, that ain't what it is. I said, how he mumbled. That ain't it. He sounded like an old man. 4 and 9. 4 and 9. Kids on my lawn.
Said 2 are better than 1 because they have a good reward for their labor. For if they fall, the one will lift up his fellow.
Stop. That's one of the biggest mistakes that a lot of people get. Appreciate that, Omar. That a lot of people make in the church, bro, is they make you think that you got to go through everything double. You know what I'm saying? But the word-wise, this is not necessarily a solo endeavor. Now, there's some things that you may have to obviously introspectively deal with solo, but in reality, it's a collective effort. Because even when the Lord was exceedingly sorrowful unto death, did he go out there by himself? He took 3 people with him. And even when he was weak, man, the Father, Son, and Malachim to strengthen him. So it's showing you that the objective of, because if the Lord can get weak, you understand what I'm telling you? That means any one of us can. But he didn't leave him dolo, be like, oh, sort this out and figure it out. Because socialization in this particular society, because individuals worry about if somebody gonna have something to say about them, they refrain from doing it. But the reality is, we really supposed to be able, and that's why we read Romans 15:1, those that are strong are supposed to bear the weaknesses or the infirmities of the weak. Now also he tell you that his grace is sufficient for you because his strength is made perfect in weakness. So we gonna read this passage in Isaiah 26 and we'll never need excuse to read it. But it's really more so of, that's what your brothers are for. That's what the body is for. If you weak, you get strength from those until you can be strong enough to stand on your own. Because see, the weakness is not necessarily a negative thing per se. How we want to frame it. Because we talked about this before. There's plenty of times you can read in the Gospels, right, where people be like, Lord, increase my faith. They didn't have no problem with saying that. You know what I'm saying? See, we look at it as a negative, like it's a poor reflection on you if you say, hey man, increase my faith. Because increasing your faith is actually increasing your strength. Because that's where your strength derives from. Well, your faith can't get increased unless an individual can facilitate the proper, what's the word I'm looking for? Exhortation, encouragement, and edification so that you can be built up and be stronger. No different than going to the gym. You do not go into the gym and get up under a barbell and start squatting 225 pounds the first day you went in there. Nor do you go in there and bench press 225 the first day you went in there. You know what happens in the case in point is on that you went in there and you thought you were strong enough to bench 225, and then you found out you were not. So what did that mean you had to do? You had to break it all the way down,
get the proper fundamentals of how to do the lift, and then put the appropriate weight on there, and then through constant repetition over time, you got strong enough to move that 225. Word ain't no different. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no different. And it just come from, case in point, the preacher would be likened to the trainer or the coach. I'm going to teach you and walk with you on how you get up there. Then if you got people who you lift with, hey, do you do it like this? We're going to put 10 more pounds on here this week. Same thing. But it's never the aspect of looking at it like, oh, I got to be a wicked, horrible individual because I thought I was strong, but I'm not. No, that just means that shows that there's an area for improvement. Because truth be told, if God didn't love you, he wouldn't show you that there was an area for improvement. He would just let you stay like that. And that's what people don't tell nobody. When he on food, like I told you, man, my dog used to say that all the time. He said, God don't love y'all. That's what he be telling a lot of brews. He's a car wreck, but that's another conversation. He a black dude, by the way. When he was like, yeah, God don't love y'all. They were like, what you mean? Because he say he don't correct y'all. Y'all been wrong for 10 years, ain't nothing been changed. He don't love you. And when you read that book, what he tell you? Those whom he loveth, he rebuked. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of dudes, man, he don't love these niggas. He let them walk around wicked as hell, stupid as the day is long. That's a dangerous place to be. Come on, Ecclesiastes 4:9.
Two are better than one because they have a good reward for their labor. For if they fall, the one will lift up his fellow, but woe to him that is alone when he falls.
What happens?
For he has not another to help him up.
So if you fall when you by yourself, who's gonna pick you up? You're gonna be like that lady on that commercial. You know that commercial say? I'm falling. And I can't get up. Ain't nobody in the house. She ain't got a life alert bracelet on. She's just on the floor. You know what I'm saying? You done fell on the floor. Ain't nobody listen. You know how many times my brother say he came in the house and my grandma be on the floor? Where my uncle at? On Helena. Your mama on the floor, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You ain't came in the house yet. And grandma laying on the floor. She laying there laughing. How long you been down here? I don't even know. That's how long she been on the floor. She lost track of time. You know what I'm saying? But when you look in the word, and listen, falling, give it a definition of fall. Because falling in this instance ain't necessarily meaning that you see it, per se.
This is nafal, to fall, to lie, to be cast down, to fall.
Because this is the same word that's in Proverbs 24:16, and they try to tell you this means sin. It just means you fail. You could fall for a lot of things, man. You can pass out. You know what I'm saying? When you talk about it, somebody faint. You know what I'm saying? Remember, he said if you faint in the day of adversity, your strength is small. Get that verse. That's Proverbs 24. What verse that is? Proverbs. What is it? 21? Run that for me. Proverbs 24 and 21. Tell me what that says.
My son, fear ye Yahuah and the king, meddle not.
That ain't. We just read that other day. That ain't. 24 and 10. Appreciate it.
If you faint in the day of adversity, your strength is small.
Give him adversity. Give him strength. Still holding Ecclesiastes 4.
Adversity is sarah, straits, distress, trouble.
You got a little trouble, a little distress. We got O's for strength. What we got?
And strength is kawak, strength, power, or might.
So your strength or your power or might is small if you faint in the day of adversity. But notice, he's not saying that you a terrible individual. He's just saying when you face distress, give him faint.
That is rafah, to sink, relax, to sink down, to let drop, to be disheartened.
So if you become disheartened in the day of adversity, your strength is small. Let me give you the English definition for disheartened. Let's look and see that.
disheartening, causing someone to lose determination or confidence, discouraging or dispiriting, causes you to lose confidence, hope, or enthusiasm. It describes events or situations that leave you discouraged, disappointed, or let down, effectively making your spirit sink. Synonyms are discouraging, dispirited, demoralizing, dismaying, depressing. It comes from the root word hearten, to give courage or cheer, paired with the prefix dis, meaning to reverse or remove, combined literally as to remove heart. So even when you look at, to a certain extent, when they say that he was exceedingly sorrowful unto death, at that point, he was losing some type of strength in this aspect, which is why the Malachim come and do what? To strengthen him. Because you're still flesh and blood. You know what I'm talking about? See, we had this idea, especially being socialized in this particular society, that as a man, you can't have any of those thoughts, emotions, or any other sort. But we all know that that's not reality. It's just not something that most Jews are going to openly talk about until they've overcome those situations, or they're in a setting where it's acceptable for them to have those type of conversations. But notice it just said to sink down. The only difference is that you don't lose hope. But he just tell you, hey, your strength is small, so what we need to have. Listen, you can see the same example with Peter when he was walking on that water, and then he fell in it. He said, you know, you a little faith. He said, your strength small. But does that mean Peter was a wicked individual? It just no, he needed to be strengthened after that fact. You know what I'm saying? I say that to remove the stigma. Because see, it's a stigma attached to it based on how it's socialized. Oh, you should never get weak. But the Lord did. Are we better than him? I would think not. But guess what? It tells you that he took part of flesh and blood to be a faithful and merciful high priest to his brethren. It said it behooved him to do it. You know what I'm saying? He said it take on the nature of Malachim, but of the seed of Abraham. So if you have a high priest who has been affected with the infirmities and weakness of the flesh as we are, so that we can be perfected through him. That's the level of mercy that your God has. And then that's the level of, like he said, that if you want to know that you're my disciples, you should do what, Sid? How the world gonna know we his disciples? Love one another as he loved us. So if he loved us to strengthen us, then we have to love each other to strengthen each other. You know what I'm saying? Versus looking at, oh, this nigga's weak, man. This nigga's something. Nah, you actually wicked as hell for that. And that's what makes people don't want to discuss these things in the world, because there be niggas in congregations across the world who do that type of goofy stuff. Instead of saying, damn, bro, that's your nigga, that's your homie, that's your brother. He going through some things, man. Be there for him. You know what I'm saying? It's life. Listen, man. My homeboy brother just died, right? He going through it. Because not only that, he done had 3 men who he considered brothers, you know what I'm saying, passed within the last 12 months, on top of his blood brother. He going through it. You know what I'm saying? I said, my dog grandma just passed. He going through it. Does that make them weak because they going through it because their people died? I seen a video a dude posted where dude found out the baby wasn't his. His homeboy pulled up 4 deep to come encourage him. Like, but we finna go hang out, do this, that, there, and the third. Because nigga like, man, that man disappointed. That's a devastating thing to find out, bro. Now, I had a homeboy found that out, boy. That boy wasn't right for about 3-4 years out of that. You know what I'm saying? So, but I also think too, based off of how people talk on the internet, that I don't think that they think men actually do that for each other. They do it more often than they give it credit for. They just don't post it and talk about it all the time. Because women gonna show you that. I show up for my friends. Thanks for sharing. You know what I'm saying? I didn't need to know that. I just seen women say men are boring. They steal our personalities. There's not a man on this earth who stole a woman's personality. You know how narcissistic you got to be. He stole it. What is that? Except the punk. But now listen, You know how narcissistic you got to believe that a man he took my musical taste. He took me, because you know the reason being? Because they were saying, you men so boring, why don't you take a cake making class or a sushi making class? Oh yeah, that sounds fun, ho. Let's go make some sushi. Listen, I say that because it's not that a lot of dudes are boring. It's just they don't like the things that you like. All they want to do is listen to music and watch sports because that's what he likes. I don't want to jump out of an airplane. That's not exciting for me. But you want to go to Jamaica and let an old doggone Rastaman rub you down with mud, then pipe you down later. That's fun for you. Also, with a lot of women, fun always entails one thing. And you know what that is? Huh? No. Spending money. That's always fun for you. Yes, I bet you do like having fun when you spending somebody else's money. That's always fun. Yeah, I noticed that song been getting played. I ain't necessarily listening. I went to my these men gay. They like that song. You mad because they like a record? Obviously, they listen to this song because I said, well, you know what? The internet different because these niggas be putting songs on reels and all that there. Do these niggas even play this song? Or is it just that you just put it on your reel?
You say that on right here. Some songs only money on the reel. I would have played it. I think it's keep dancing, so that's how
I mean, I don't know because I'm not in them circles. I can say from what I've heard on the reel, there's a melody to the hook, so clearly niggas like it. But that's why it's called a hook. Look in. I guarantee you, dude, bro.
42. Yeah, 42. I said it was Detroit. It said Miami and some beach.
I know she ain't right. Yeah, I know she ain't right. Because I think they said she sampled. I think it's a song. No, it's not the song. Because I know Nipsey sampled the song for Money in the Bank. Because I know the song because it was on 2K12 or 13. You know what I'm saying? Right. You know the song I'm talking about on the. I had to play. You know what I'm saying? I can't remember the name because it's a rock group. Because that's what the melody sounds like. That's what she's singing. But I seen somebody post what song that sample. Because that melody sounds familiar. But I just can't place where I heard it. Look at you like it. But I know for a bunch of grown men to be talking about spin that and dancing with it, nigga, you gay. So I ain't mad at nobody dancing because obviously we come from Florida and we know stone cold killers who whoop. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about? So I ain't even looking at them crazy because you're dancing. It's the part that you're focusing on while you're dancing. We already know, man. It's some stone cold killers in here, boy. Set it off, come on, and you already know what's going on. And he gonna leave you on the concrete if you got something to say about it. Come on, Tim. Hold on, Tim. Taking personalities, the liberal Western one. Say how when all these movies in the past 10 years have female lead movies been remakes of men movies. Now, I heard a lot of women say that they dated a dude. He stole my whole personality. Who says girlies aren't funny? Because you know a lot of dudes say women ain't funny. I can't say though, in general, most female comedians are trash. I ain't saying no. I'm talking about stand-up. I'm not talking about acting, because there are some female comedian actors that are funny. But most female stand-up is terrible. That I've seen.
I know what she just dropped was trash, but on the TV show, I'll be watching
Oh, TV show, yeah. I'm talking about stand-up.
No, last stand-up trash.
No, I'm talking about stand-up. I'm not talking about TV.
On the show?
Lunell is funny. Lunell is funny. But Lunell from the hood.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to think. That's Lunella. But she's good. She been out there for long. I seen younger pictures of her. She look good. I wasn't expecting. No, I wasn't saying that. I'm not saying that she ugly. I wasn't expecting her to look as good as she did. You gotta see the younger pictures up. I'm telling you, man. You pull up some younger pictures of her, you be like, damn, I wasn't expecting her to look like that. She look good. I seen younger pictures of her. She had like longer hair, man. She was slimmer. Because I only version of the male I ever seen is the obese version. You know what I'm saying? That's what Jason Black was talking about last night. Dudes like this here. You ain't get them when she had a 6-pack. You got her when she was built like a beluga whale. You happy now. You like all the boys at that college campus done did the Watusi on them. Now you get them. You happy. Listen, I told you I got a homeboy. He went out like that. Married her too. He loved her since high school. You know what she was doing in high school? Getting jackhammered. I'm talking about Goldberg. Oh, really? You understand me? I'm like, he loved her too. Had a baby from another nigga and everything. She gonna wait till she around here built like a beach ball. Now you want to marry her. No, I ain't gonna lie. I'm glad, cause this is my homeboy, man. But you know what I'm saying? Got in the street, you don't see. Cause if I'd have been around him, I'd have said, boy, don't you do it. Don't do it. Love yourself, man. Yeah, that's what he gonna tell us. No, I don't even say that to be funny though, man. Cause it ain't about how she look. In fact, she don't fool with you for real. Cause if you ain't want me when you was at your best, don't come back later on and try. No, cause I was a fail safe for you. Cause you know I always wanted you. You know what I'm saying? When you were at the peak of your powers, you ain't want to fool with me. Now you feel like you just that, and she go back and she gets you some money. Now you want to fool with me? You don't even look I ain't even get you when I wanted you. I'm straight. You can't come back to me 10 years later. I remember we was in school. Hell no, I got amnesia. I can't remember nothing. I don't even know my name. Can you remember it? That's a self-respect. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have respect for yourself. You gotta have respect for yourself. They ain't even about the woman, ain't even about her. Because if she ain't want you then, she don't want you now. Not being that, what don't know. If somebody didn't want you, man, they don't want you now. That's it. Because they know you the fail safe. You gonna come in there and pay the mortgage and do this here and do that there after she done did all the freak, nasty, filthy, disgusting, and vile things she wanted to do in life. Because she knew you was gonna be there waiting on her because you's a damn fool. See, y'all ain't old enough to do that, and y'all been married young for a long time. You know what I'm saying? But I'm old, and my peers are old. When I say old, like grown children, old grandparents now. And I know a lot of them who did that. They want to double back. She didn't want you when you were 17, 18, 19, 20, when you wanted her. Now she done took up and threw there with another nigga churn. Now she like to say, you remember this here? Oh, man, I remember you was in school, you was 140 pounds, you 325 now. What do we do with that? You know what I'm saying? Now I know some women who done did that, but you know, a lot of times women don't do that because that doesn't just be different. Because if a nigga don't like you, you get your love and basketball type of deal. He just make your life hell. You know what I'm saying? He just do you dirty for no reason. Just be mean and nasty to you for no reason because he know you gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? See, the woman will just ignore you or just use you to her benefit if she know you gonna be there. But when the dude don't like the chick, but he knows she gonna be there, he just be nasty to her for no reason.
You know what I'm saying? You know the girl like you. Why you doing her like that? Because he know you stupid. Because why you staying around here? You know I don't like you like that. You gotta love yourself like that. Hell no. But no, I ain't being funny about that. If they didn't want you then, they don't want you now. Because he mentioned something that if I ever dealt with a woman and I heard her say, you know, when I first met him, I didn't like him. He grew on me. Yeah, I'm through with this. Yeah, I'm through with you. You don't finna tell no story talking about how you ain't like me and you had to. I mean, you ain't never like me. So I'm just gonna leave. So that means there's another man you fantasizing about, and it ain't me. So I'm finna leave. Because I need somebody who won't me. I'm telling you, man, that's how niggas be drunk. That's why you hear a story about dudes killing their wife and all that type of stuff, man. That boy going to kill them in a snap. Come on, Silver. It's Ecclesiastes 4:9. I ain't being funny, man. That's real life, man.
Two are better than one because they have a good reward for their labor. Of course, they fall, the one will lift up his fellow. But woe to him that is alone when he falls, for he hath not another to help him up.
That's right.
Again, if two lie together, then they have heat. But how can one be warm alone?
That's right.
And if one prevail against him, two shall withstand him. And a threefold cord
can't be broken. You can't. If you got your brother with you, man, Satan can't take you down. Romans 15:1 again. Then Isaiah 26:3.
We then that are strong ought to bear the infirmities of the weak and not to please ourselves. Let every one of us please his neighbor for his good to
See,
edification.
one of the aspects right there, bro, man, it's like we had to learn that it ain't about pleasing yourself, it's about pleasing your neighbor. Edify means to build up. So you build your brother up. Go ahead.
For even Amashak pleased not himself, but as it is written, the reproaches of them that reproach
And
you.
Hamashiach showed that example because that while we were without strength, Hamashiach died for the ungodly. So while we will be, he strengthened us, and he telling Paul right, follow that pattern. Come on.
For whatsoever things were written aforetime
Were written
for our learning,
What?
that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures
Might have Isaiah 26:3.
You will keep him in perfect shalom, whose mind is stayed on you, because
Wow.
he trusts in you. Trust you in Yahuah forever.
For trust in Yahuah.
Is everlasting strength.
Trust in Yahuah.
Is everlasting strength.
That's one of the ways you build your strength up. You keep your mind stayed on it, he'll give you perfect peace. And when you trust in Yahuah or batak in Yahuah, you get everlasting strength. Go back to Leviticus 3:1. So we finna get it right to wrap this up. What time it is? Read verse 1 of Leviticus 3 again.
And if his oblation be a sacrifice of peace offering, if he offered of the herd, whether it be a male or female, he shall offer it without blemish before Yahuah.
Oh, that's right. Give me the definition for oblation, sacrifice, and peace offering.
Oblation was korban, an offering or oblation, a sacrificial present.
We know sacrifice is about.
A sacrifice or a sacrifice of righteousness. You got strife to dead things, the covenant sacrifice, the Passover, the annual sacrifice, a thank offering.
Annual sacrifice, Passover sacrifice. You know the annual sacrifice would be the atonement. That's your annual
And the
sacrifice.
offering is shalom, a peace offering, or requital, sacrifice for alliance or friendship, a voluntary sacrifice of thanks.
So this is what we come back at and look at, right? Yahushua is a sacrifice for a friendship alliance. Remember, he said, I call you friends if you do whatsoever I command you, because greater love have no man than this, that a man lay his life down for his friends. And we have to incorporate the brazen altar and all that other stuff, the altar in them. But the peace offering is the sign of an alliance of friendship. Read in Proverbs 18:24.
A man that have friends must show himself friendly, and there's a friend that stay closer than a brother.
Now, you know, they said that when they're that friend ain't there. He said there's a love. There's an aha. Let's get closer than a brother. Which is what that peace offering represents. He said he that have friends got to show himself what?
Friendly.
Tell him what friendly is.
Friendly is ra'ah. That is, you got to be bad or evil, you got to be displeasing, but then you got to break, to shatter, to be broken in pieces.
What the ones at the bottom say?
You got to be displeasing, to be sad, to be injurious, to be evil, to do an injury or hurt. You got mischief, and then the other ones is to break or to shatter, to be broken in pieces. And then the Strongs, you got to associate shells or show yourself friendly, or associate yourselves. You got mistake.
Now, and one of them here you got, I think, was 7462, where it says to show himself friendly or to entreat. Because the initial one is H4788 or H4790.
The 7462 say to be a companion, to keep company, to be friendship with.
Yeah, because that would be the root word that would need to be used. So to show yourself, they said a man that have friends has to be a companion, has to be able to show himself friendly and entreat. And that's what it is, because they put they got that wrong root in there for Rayah. They put a different one in there. Because the first one, you got friends, has got that definition, what you just seen, that's 7462. Friend, companion, fellow, another person, an intimate, a fellow citizen, another person, a brother, a companion, a fellow friend. If you're going to be a man and have friends, you have to be a brother. And then it says, and there is a friend or a brother that stick closer than love. And to be told, that friend there is love on both of them. Well, I said that wrong.
The love stick closer.
There's love that stick closer than a brother. So that's what that peace offering represents, because that's a friendship alliance. Or for all intents and purposes, that's a love sacrifice for communal purposes. But it goes back to, as a Mashiach didn't please himself, those that are strong ought to support the weak. It's the pattern of the works, because the type of sacrifices show the pattern of his works. We're going to stop this right here for now. So we'll say hallelujah for Yahushua in the word. Appreciate y'all and bless y'all the house of Elohim in the name of Yahushua. But let me ask you a question. What do you believe that we would need to have to for that cookout? But just hamburgers, little Johnny like glizzies with mustard. Well, nigga bring Flanders, boy, I'm just on it all today. Well, nigga bring Flanders, boy, he hate everybody in the vicinity. I ain't gonna lie, I would rather go outside and eat dirt than to eat a Flanders hamburger.
Dollar General at the bottom of the
He ain't lying. You down bad, you buying animal products from Dollar General. But it's some people, they ain't got no choice because there ain't nothing else around to go buy no that type of stuff from, unfortunately. But they sell Flanders at Winn-Dixie. They sell Flanders at Publix, Walmart. They always on sale because don't nobody want them burgers. Cardboard. Ain't no amount of seasoning you could put on a Flanders patty that's gonna be like, yeah, this is great.
I done brought Flanders back.
I don't know about that. They were drunk. No, I mean, we could probably, some chips, some beverages, maybe some baked beans with some ground beef, regular nigga food. Because when men cook out, what a lot of times men don't have when they cook out? No sides.
That's right.
Just flesh. Nigga around here, what they call it? What's that diet they call it? That carnivore diet. You know what I'm saying? Shalom, Sister Redeemer. I don't dream about it.
No, they get some ground beef, baked beef. No, something that would be appropriate with hamburgers and hot dogs. Something that you can cook quickly. You know what I'm saying? I think I was telling them, say, maybe $200 to $400 to pull that off. I don't know. Y'all pay for that stuff. I mean, I don't know. I mean,
We just all of us.
How many hamburgers you gonna buy?
That's not all I'm just saying. If it was just all of us, we spend like $500 feeding all of us.
But I mean, how many hamburgers we gonna buy?
Hamburgers cost a lot.
I mean, if you go buy them both, how much they go?
You gotta get a regular ground beef, make your own patty.
Who finna do that?
Budget
Yeah, it'd be cheaper at the restaurant Depot.
friendly.
That's why I see you go.
You got time to be doing all that?
You got it.
Man, did you see this man? Who finna be standing there? You finna be standing there cooking all that shit?
No, I'm just saying.
Man, how big your that grill is?
It's industrial propane, so I don't know the name.
Propane?
Propane session. I ain't never cooked on the first one. That ain't my kilo. You gonna man that propane man? See, I gotta come back with this. I ain't walking to I think I got the propane session.
You know what I'm saying? Make you some smash burgers. That's what you like in it. Quick burgers. Yeah, I'm talking about something quick and easy, man. It's gonna be hot outside. It's gonna be in the joint. No, I just said that there, man. No, I'm just trying to get so we can get that together because the fly been out there. Like I said, if you able, we share it as much as possible. Especially those of us who in the city, because people who in the city might see. Tell them, come out your hole, man. Stop being a hole. Come outside. No, we're gonna do that next month, Lord willing. Because we got to figure out where we're gonna play it at. No, I know it. Santa was mentioning something because I think he want to bring some other stuff out there. We might have to get a permit. Yeah, because we over there across the street from Civic House, that's where we played. The only time we played was over there. But I don't know if y'all still want to. We'd have to make another one if we were going to try to do any fundraising of any type. But I don't think Kalisha ready for that yet. I don't think she ain't gonna be ready for that. Talking about some baked goods. What Lee at?
Say me.
You make nice baked goods.
She definitely do. Look how she just leaned in closer to her husband. Right?
You worried that no baked goods?
Nah, because Kalisha recommended for Lita, if she still got a camera, to run a photo booth with Jim Dandy over here. Gotta keep my spare from her. There's a difference. I don't know. I ain't had none. Praise Yahuah, my G. Peace, East, man. So yeah, y'all let me. We can put that together because if you want to do a fundraiser, because Alicia recommended, photo booth and baked goods. You know what I'm saying? Another flyer can be made to put that on there, or we can use the kickball game as a fundraiser. We don't have to do that. It's just because we ain't did it in 10 years, and not each other are old enough to play. I mean, that's fine. So then we can do that, because I'm saying we got to force it. I was just, Kalisha had already asked about doing a fundraiser, so like we could do that at the garden. But we did not. Well, she might have had an idea.
That was an idea, yeah.
No, cause I told her we can't charge for food if we already out there making food. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? That's where you turn the baked goods or you know what I'm saying? Cause that's what a lot of these dudes do is they be charging them. So that gonna look crazy if we out here hanging out, but you gotta pay me for some food.
That's why I said that for kickball. We shouldn't be trying to get my money.
Yeah. That's why I told her I was like, no, do all that. You know what I'm saying? That's like, man, I thought them niggas were real, man. You charge me for a hamburger. It wasn't even that good. And ain't get no fries. And ain't get no water, nothing.
Please change her mind. She said she'll make one cake for
$32.
You've been volunteered. But yeah, y'all willing, we all gonna plan for to have a kickball game, y'all, in next month. What day is the 4th of July? Day of the week, boy. Ain't he though? So we can either do it that Sunday, we can do it the 5th, or we can do it the 12th. No, I'm asking because Stanley said he trying to slide somewhere. He trying to set up where he trying to slide based off when we do it, because he'll do it the weekend before or the weekend after. We can sort that out. But yeah, that's all I got. Y'all willing till the next time I'm finna cut this stream off? Shelly, you got your adapter? You can get it from there. We're gonna play Monte album here, unless they want to hear it. You niggas want to hear it? Well, I'll keep it on. Y'all can hear it. She told me that's why we charging for cakes. We ain't charging for nothing this one.
Oh,
What's it on this one? All right, y'all, we out here. Okay, that's a bet. I have to see because this ain't our building, so I don't got no food in here. I can see if somebody got some food in here. I ain't got no cash on me. I don't. But I can see, but I don't have no cash. She said $2. I ain't got no cash.
I'm trying to get us on green.
Yeah, I know it. I'm trying to see if somebody got something for you because I ain't got no cash. Hey, come here, Glove. Hold on, I think I found it. You got it? This it right here?
yeah.
All right, so Monte dropped the project a couple days ago, or yesterday, whatever day it was. My mind be going back.
You said you don't want to charge for the baked goods?
No, not the baked goods, the food.
Right.
But the baked goods would be fundraising.
Yeah, I was asking because Felicia was like, you said everything was free.
No, the food.
Yeah, the food part. Yeah.
Hold on, somebody see if they got something. I ain't got no cash. I already did. They trying to get that together.
They like me say I got a dog in me. On top of the roof like Snoopy, no spelling bad words, that's God in me. now who shoot. I don't care about that, y'all. But if you don't have a clue, where is the proof? Yeah, I got that dog in me. Yeah, I got that. Oh, dogs, bro. Simple. Oh, dogs. Cooping blood, got a mob with your heart over the line. You ain't talk to me. We ain't talking about who know the curse. Ain't raising kingdom in the coffee. That's pure comedy. Y'all say no key to me. Your song to on that first call. When you love, he gon' slide off. Even love. Y'all worshiping on court sands. Y'all hold your hands. Y'all need a prayer. It's a piece of cake. Every line got a bar in it. You see the legs. Them 2Ks in a bootleg. Ain't about the Bible. They keep it blood. Ain't nothing change. I believe in what's in Revelation. Won't be the bad. Get your average rapper that's doing gospel. I speak the God. That's the difference though. When it really don't make me. I'm feeling blessed. Keep millions low. At ABDLB on IG. Like really bro. He say he rock with that new enemy. He turn himself into this phone. Appreciate the love. Now hold your head. And y'all really get another chance. Y'all make a mistake like with most players. I keep it screen rain. Don't worry. Out the city we were changed up. Now all of a sudden we changed up. Till 5 looks too push a push. Now all of a sudden we changed up. Every holiday to be famous. And I don't see no competition. Got a heart of David. I know your way stand over there. You the opposition. We break it out the dark saying I'm not playing. There's a lot to listen to. You're here for the rude awakening. That's dude saying got a lot of things. It's too bad for my optimism. Please take time just to stop and listen. I have faith in the most high. I don't need the titles. I'm not a Christian. Don't let it ever persuade you. Who praise you? Don't fuck with me. Don't care about them streets, but do J-Thing. It's probably president. Someone that's incarcerated for no wrongdoing. They overlisten. Homemade music to save you.
Yeah, they might not got
like hope God be with you. Shoot fits, I'm talking to you. Suit fits, hope God be with you. Got a free soul in you. Say it backward, dog. Yeah, they like to say they got a dog in me.
They might not have hands.
Spit backwards, that's God in me. From now who shoot, I don't care about that, y'all. But if you don't have a clue, where is the proof? Yeah, I got that dog in me. Yeah, I got that. Yeah, I got they like to say I got a dog in me. On top of the roof, like Snoopy, when you spit backwards, that's God in me. From now who shoot, I don't care about that, y'all. But if you don't have a clue, where is the proof? Yeah, I got that dog in me. Yeah, I got that dog in me. I ain't entitled with Nikes, no pagan symbols on my shoes, breaking down lightly. EK was a Greek goddess, yelling the black force, seen a Greek dominance. Easy to manipulate, mention names for religious communities when they gravitated to English familiar, to the whole coast to ride away. Like today, you can Christian rappers to find a way, or maybe it's just recruitment. You following the blueprint, follow like he's Moses. And I also notice having more than one person on your side is not a fight. You supposed to speak to the right when you hit them twice. Now I'm proud on the internet. What I see outside is weird on every action still affects. Now I'm coming off as the mad rapper looking for views. I don't want to sit selling me and never say look at you. I come with thorns on his head for a mockery. You should be crucified for your actions. Dying for our sins and dying for a dream isn't but I don't even know you need to stop me. I never want to be mixed up with all the folly. Don't step on my black Jesus, I really ain't nobody. A black Hebrew Israelite, whatever you want to call me. I know I didn't receive an invitation to the party.
So you know the two days commandments and not following it. What good does it make? That makes you do practice.
Come in, man. You want to turn around? Come in.
Whatever you gotta
Wake up in the morning, I gotta pray to the Lord. You can try to give a take on another day that you call. Wash your life glory in him, try to save in the storms. You can try to fool just but you're not making the score. Ask you who on the sound, Judah. I was sitting on the ice, then that's too bad.
Yeah, I don't know if you can talk to Will. If it's enough space, you can bring it out. Just ask Will if there's enough space. Facilitate this. Hold on.
I'll text you the address. Oh, okay. I can't hear it. Oh, no, I'm about to say, y'all. You got the mac and cheese, but they got the mac and cheese up there. I ain't hear about it. I just eat this pizza. And, that's it. That's why Chicago based. I ain't get the Italian sub. They like it. I ain't gonna like that. Some nigga right here for the sub.
Wake up in the morning, I get things, then I get money. Without protection, I don't take this from me. Little black around, I'm shining around, they bleeding on me. From that, I was in trouble, I wasn't fit, they did it. I started sleeping on me, that didn't stop me. They got trouble, so I chose to be true. I chose to pursue them. We didn't wait for us to the things I came from the zoo. The jungle, keep it peace, keep the distance, keep it far, keep it few. It's true. I can see it clear, we don't relate. I'm down with the greats, I raise the stakes. Baby, we go to hit it and leave a spark to beats. I don't know what all they got works. I'm sick of wine on dinner dates while we can stay.
This is a project. Yeah, we ain't on that no more. We all Clubhouse now.
My name is my name. I don't need a Grammy or an Emmy. That part now, when you know it's in me. So come and get it blessed. It's not this fair. Love will be a stress. No question if you keep it. You know that we are kids. Everyone is my name. Is in the pages. Like a DJ, who ain't know my placement. Sliding back the bases. Even when it's so red, jersey, I'm moving forward. I lose when the cash in my hunt, and when the war. I feel like Jordan. 12 on my chest against measured like the year I was born. I know for a man that you was a storm. Yeah, it's a cold world.
After this song go off, I'm gonna cut this stream off. This is the last song on the project.
That's what I thought. Wait,
All right, y'all. We out.